Wake up. It's time for Primal Scream.
Welcome back to the Primal Scream. I'm Matt.
And I am Todd.
And today we have with us a special guest.
Oh,
was that terrible?
That was terrible.
That was pretty terrible.
That was really bad.
I thought I was the one that was here, but you have a special guest coming later.
No, buddy, you're our special guest.
Nathan Timmel.
Good morning.
Comedian.
Yes.
Author.
Sure.
Podcaster.
Idiot. I just usually go comedian, author, idiot. That's a nice trio.
We need to talk about your self-esteem issues. That's what I think.
I'm fine with them.
I think you're awesome.
I named my first 3 CDs had something idiot in the title. I just like it.
But before we get into you,
yeah,
and we're gonna delve deep.
Phrasing.
I was gonna say, please be careful.
Oh,
you need to watch Archer.
Yeah.
Phrasing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not getting into him. I'm gonna learn a lot about him, I hope. But that's the extent.
But let's go with our first sponsor. It Works.
I thought you weren't going to do It Works. I think you're just going to show the commercial.
I was going to do the commercial, and then I decided I was going to change it.
Awesome.
You said, let's keep it fresh.
Yeah, so let's do something different. That's what I meant by fresh.
It Works. Independent distributor Kathy Scullett. Have you tried that crazy wrap thing? And if you have, good for you. Try some other things. Try some of their whole skin care line and their greens, vitamins, chewable greens. It's all good for you. It's all very, very nice, and you should check it out. You can get on her website, which is right here, or we'll have the link in the description below. So check out It Works.
It's 7 o'clock.
Wow, you need to turn that off.
Sorry.
Our other favorite company that we like to talk about a lot is Ecolips. Ecolips. Have you ever had Ecolips?
I have not, but I think I'm going to by the time I leave.
See?
We get a little chapped.
There's a variety here you can check out. And if
The
you
One World one is the one with the little cardboard looking case there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like
that one's all
Mango
biodegradable. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh yeah.
I like the name right off the bat. Mango Kiss.
Yeah, it's all good. And I think the white one with the red cap. No, the other one.
Oh, right here, the small one. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have something on your lip,
Medicinal.
yeah, you need a little medicinal lip balm. It's
If you
right
have,
there.
I mean, it's like herpes.
Is that for the herp? Yeah.
I think it's all natural
Mint.
lip healer.
I think I'm going to go with Mango Kiss. I think that's
There you
where I'm
go,
going. I
man.
think I'm going to go with Mango Kiss.
Awesome. We need to get some more of that. But Ecolips. Go to ecolips.com. Check it out. They have all different variety of lip balms. And what I really dig is the My Ecolips tab. Click on that, and you can pick your ingredients. You can pick your design of the container, and you can name your balm. Over, I think, 2 billion or 2 million.
I think it's million. A
sure?
billion that's a lot.
It is
That's a lot.
It is a lot. But
I think we should do like the Primal Scream anal bomb. And just make it give it a goofy, funny name.
I don't think anybody would put that on their lips. Although I will say your cameras just captured me putting Mango Kiss on. I enjoy it. I'm going to say that right off the bat.
Yeah.
It has a nice taste.
It's nice,
not
right?
bland. It has a little.
And it's
I
not
don't want to say kick, but pomegranate. There it is.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize. So.
And it's
The sad thing is, as I said, the
greasy,
camera's
no.
captured it, which means there's no good way to look, unless you're a woman, to look good putting on lip balm. Yeah, so I just look like an
There's a
idiot.
guy.
For your podcast.
A monkey putting on.
I am putting on lip stuff.
I like it because it's not greasy and oily. It's kind of just subtle.
My lips feel refreshed, and it's only been on 20. I like the pomegranate. Like I said, I noticed the taste right away, and there you go. Like, you don't get that with the other
things.
chapstick. Let's just call them out. Chapstick.
Other
We swear
stuff is
here,
like
fuck them.
oily.
Yeah, and what's the little round thing that I used to have a friend used to get all the time? Carmex.
Yeah.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you get to put on your finger and then your lip?
Yeah, and then you have a dirty finger.
Ew, and I'm not going to borrow that. It's nasty. Do you wash your hands? Do you pick your nose? What the hell?
Is that one of those things, kind of like a toothbrush, that you never like? Oh, did you want some lip balm? Here, use some.
It's
of
only
mine.
if you know somebody. But I wouldn't share your lip balm with
I
you.
wouldn't share yours.
Yeah, but like with your wife, if you're like, we were on vacation and she forgot her toothbrush. She's like, oh, can I borrow yours? And I was like, sure. Yeah.
I even feel weird
Makes sense.
borrowing my wife's lip balm. I don't know why.
What?
I don't know why.
Because you get those big, huge sores. Just kidding.
We're learning a lot.
You know what?
Yeah, we're learning a lot.
Yeah. Anyway,
He's gross.
My Ecolips. Go to ecolips.com and check that out. We also love Sweet Raw Joy, which, again, we don't have the samples with us. We're going to get some because they are kind of... It looks good, right?
And we just found out that they're all Hy-Vees.
Oh, okay.
In the area, yeah.
In the area, but I drove by 2 today and didn't stop and get any.
But guess what's so great about this? They're all live. Desserts to live for. Not baked, not cooked. All organic. Good enzymes.
I thought you were going to say biodegradable. I thought that was going to be
eventually.
Eventually
it will be.
You know what Hy-Vee doesn't have? And no one does, because I went to their website. The Dannon cheesecake desserts, cheesequake. I can't remember what they're calling them, but something. They advertise them, and my wife and I saw the advertisement and said, "That looks delicious, cheesecake like a yogurt." And so we've been to several stores, they don't have it, and go to the Dannon website, and all you see are comments like, "Where can I find this? No place has it." So, Dannon, if you're listening, you're doing a crappy job of getting our product into the market. You're doing a great job of advertising and getting people excited over it. Not too well getting it out there.
Well, it's like the iPhone. Everybody's fucking waiting until November to get them. I'm like, why would you launch something that you know is going to break records no matter what, and you don't have a plethora of
isn't
them?
that kind of part of the...
Yeah, that's part of the thing. Is
I know. I still think it's dumb. You think they make a shitload of money, that's their goal.
To create craziness. So anyway, I just scrolled through a bunch of places that you can get Sweet Raw Joy. SweetRawJoy.com. And you could order it online and pay for it to be delivered. I gotta tell you, the shipping costs. And I think anytime you ship food, there's going to be an issue with shipping costs. Because you got like dry ice. And
it depends.
Like
if it's fresh food, yes. But I was a little caught off guard by a $40 shipping bill.
Those desserts look delicious, but they also look, I'm going to say, fragile. So unless they're really well packed, I think someone flips the box upside down, something like that, and you get a big mushed. I've done that just driving cupcakes home from pick them up the store, drive home. Hard break, and the next thing you're like, oh, you have a cupcake box, and that's it. You have a box that is flavored like cupcake.
Emptied a paint can into a clear plastic box.
And our last one we're going to talk about is Cards Against Humanity. We actually brought the game back. Thanks, Todd.
You're welcome. I forgot it today. I had to make an extra trip to get it. Yeah. But it was worth it, because it's the best.
Yeah. And Cards Against Humanity is one of our favorite games to play. You can make your own deck for free. Get all the expansion packs, which I ordered.
So we'll actually have a Primal Scream copy.
Yep. And I ordered the bigger, blacker box.
Oh, so it contains...
Kind of like how women buy dildos, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Bigger, blacker.
Got that. And I also got the holiday edition.
I can't wait to see the things about Santa Claus and elves and tinsel and stuff. It's going to be so great.
A real holiday like Arbor Day, or a fake one like Christmas or Valentine's Day?
I think it's Christmas. Fake one like Christmas.
Is Halloween fake? Or is that like one of the
it's
true
all
ones?
Halloween. It's just still another day that people are celebrating for whatever reason.
Isn't President's Day the only real holiday?
Yeah. Did you see
that?
That's my birthday.
That's my birthday.
Seattle, did you see their city council changed Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day?
I don't think you need to go that far, but I think we can shit can Columbus Day. It's just, ever since I was a kid, I've never understood it. And then I lived in Boston for a while, and oh my God, do they jerk off to it there. Like, it's just this point of pride. Like,
really?
You grow up in the Midwest, and you're like, yeah, it's Columbus Day, it's a day off. But on the East Coast, or at least, Massachusetts, where you're like, oh my God, it's Columbus Day, yay! Like it's 4th of July or something.
Really? Did Columbus arrive in Boston?
Just East Coast.
You're right, just East Coast. Yeah. I was like, well, Jesus, is he?
But this past summer, they already, and I'm not surprised, I guess, that they find these stories pop up and then they drift away. But the past summer, they found a Viking boat somewhere on the Mississippi or somewhere on the Missouri. I forget exactly where, but it's like, first of all, we all know the Vikings actually, quote, discovered America.
Exactly.
And then secondly, they made it pretty deep into the interior. So, shit canning Columbus Day has to happen. It has to happen. I don't know that we need to turn it around and say, oh, now it's indigenous people, because I'm, fed up with all the Redskins nonsense. So
you see the Jon Stewart show about the Redskins?
I did. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was fantastic. Funny. I just don't care about the whole issue.
Right.
It's like one of those things where, like, I know I'm in the wrong and that it's a bad name, and I don't care.
Right.
Yeah. Are you familiar with T-shirt Hell?
No.
Oh, T-shirt Hell. They are fantastic. It's everything that is wrong with the world on a T-shirt and beautiful. And I submitted an idea to them. You can submit T-shirts, and mine was Redskins. Hate the team, love the name. Because that's the kind of shit it's just wrong. Thing that's wrong.
It's Cards Against Humanity on a t-shirt.
Exactly.
Okay.
So hate the team, love the name, which, you've got to be a severe dick cheese to wear something like that. But
Even the picture going in is really gross.
I like the one, just scroll down a little, you just missed it. Slavery, get shit done. I love that one.
Hopeless romantic seeks flirty whore. That's a good show.
Yeah. Where's that one at?
I support single moms. That's a lady on the pole. Oh my god, that's really funny.
Brown Charlie's good. Fuck you and your non-offensive t-shirt. See, these are all beautiful. I'd rather be snorting cocaine off a hooker's ass. See? Reality on a t-shirt.
The fact I bought this t-shirt should be red flag number 1. That's a great one. Or how about the one that has like a picture of Jimi Hendrix and it says Bob Marley?
Yeah, and well, the other one there, you scroll past Led Zeppelin with Kiss. Yeah, Kiss. It says Led Zeppelin, but Kiss is pictured.
And then there's a picture of God and it says, dude, who made me?
Yeah.
God bless America, except for Texas. Fuck Texas.
Yep.
Oh, it's for everybody.
A black Charlie Brown, which says Brown Charlie. I mean, it's a great site. And I thought they, given all they have on, I thought they'd really go for my offensive take on the NFL. Especially since it's not trademarked anymore. So I'm sure it's in litigation, but they could have said, the NFL, it's a trademark name.
These are wildly inappropriate.
Exactly.
I like them, and I like the photos of the ladies wearing them.
Oh, that, what are you going to do? Put dudes? I mean, there's...
Right. Well, there
Ron
is
Jeremy looking guy. Yeah.
That was actually good.
Thousands of my potential children died on your daughter's face last night. Oh my god!
Dude, this whole episode's just going to be scrolling through reading T-shirts to people.
It could be.
We'll get the most tweets and downloads ever because we're going to be ostracized. It'll be fantastic.
Are you kidding? No one will. No, you won't be because remember what's the thing from Private Parts, the book and the movie. How many listeners listen to Howard Stern because they want to hear what you're going to say next, and then the others, the people that hate you, the people that love you listen to for 10 minutes because they want to hear what you're going to say next. People that hate you listen for 20 minutes because they want to hear what you're going to say next. So you're all good here.
Yeah, I like
people listening, even if they're angry, they're going to stay angry and then take more notes. Like, oh my god, I can't believe you read that one on the air.
I like this one. It says masculine as fuck in bright little Christmas lights. That's awesome. I can only wear these around the house, though, honestly.
Why?
Because I'm a wuss. That's why.
I would wear them everywhere.
I'm sure. Brown Charlie. Oh,
I like
shit.
that one.
I taught Christian Grey all his shit. Oh my god, I should buy that shirt.
I went to see Gone Girl, which was pretty good.
I heard it was fantastic.
Fantastic. I'll go with that. I said pretty good. No, it's really good. But I had to sit through the 50 Shades of Grey trailer, and the instant it started, I'm like, ugh. I audibly in the theater, 3 people laughed and a couple because they all knew. It's like, I don't want to sit through this shit, and it was.
What's Gone Girl about?
I can't tell you. A woman goes missing, let's put it that way,
okay.
And is Ben Affleck guilty of murdering her?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I guess
that's all I can tell you.
My wife said the book was amazing. And
the rest is twist and turn and twist and turn.
Junior saw it on a whim and thought, I'll just go see it because he likes Ben Affleck.
And he liked it, huh?
And he thought it was really good. He had no idea that it was a book before that.
Ben Affleck freaked the fuck out the other night.
I saw, and I love Ben Affleck. I loved him all through. I didn't see the movie, but Geely, when everyone kicking him when he was down, Jersey Girl, awful movie. But I've always liked Ben Affleck. He was in the wrong. He I can get where he was coming from if you don't know what we're talking about. He was on Real Time with Bill Maher and talking about Islam, but Maher was throwing facts and figures at him, saying, look, 90% believe this. And he's like, no, you can't stereotype Islam like that. And Bill Maher would say, well, 78% of them believe this in a poll. Like, oh, quit stereotyping. And I was like, this isn't a stereotype. This is a majority, and we're not shitting on them. We're shitting on certain beliefs they carry.
Right.
There's a difference between...
Difference. Yeah. And I think that's where liberals on the left get really... you talk about people on the right getting really antsy and shitty when you challenge them. People on the left, when you start saying, oh, wait a second, your sensibilities might not be where you think they are. What? Motherfucker, it's the same as somebody going, what, you don't think Reagan's the best president ever?
I used to get pissed at you and my ex-wife back in the day about this very thing. I would say something and you'd go, you're kind of a closed-minded Neanderthal. Oh.
You were back then.
I was.
But you just didn't like being called out on it.
Yeah, I was, but you and my ex-wife were constantly throwing this argument of, you know what, Matt, you need to be more...
worldly. Come on. Yeah.
Well, you need to be more accepting of people's beliefs. And I'm like, well, this is my belief. and you're saying I'm stupid.
Why don't you accept my belief to believe that others are stupid?
Yeah,
and wrong.
Well, that's kind of what's happening right now. Is like Bill Maher was exposing, even the lefty liberals who are supposed to be saying, "Hey, we're supposed to care about everybody and accept everybody's points of view," but they get extremely pissed when you disagree with their points of view.
I don't think he made this point on the episode this past week, the one that's making all the news with Ben Affleck, but I know he made it in the past. I'm pretty sure he made it in the past, and I thought it was a good point. He said, the only reason we mollycoddle this is because it's religion, because we're not supposed to talk about anybody's religion, we're supposed to respect it. However, use South Africa as an example. That was a political degradation of black people with apartheid, and we said, you can't have politics like that, and we beat it down, and now South Africa has changed. So if it's a political thing, we can say that's bad, and we can call it out for what it is. But religion, no, we're supposed to. And I thought that's a good point. Why are we allowed to tell this government, you have to change your racist ways, but we can't tell this religion, knock it off, it's the 21st century. There should be no reason we can't tell people to, grow up.
Yeah. Wow. Or we just completely stay out of it altogether and let them fucking do whatever they got to do.
And why is it our business?
Yeah. Right. Well, and I think sometimes, sorry, let me get my friend thought back. There was that do you see that NFL football player who got a touchdown the other night and bent down on his knees and prayed and he flagged and fined and all this shit?
What? Like
the Kansas City Chiefs. But he turned around the next day and said that it was for the slide, not the prayer. They said that anybody can pray, but he went down, he slid. It was for celebration before the prayer. We don't know exactly because the ref hasn't called. The NFL said don't pick on religion, and the player said I don't think it was because of my religion. He
said he didn't think it was because of religion.
I'm pretty sure he came up with that and said I think it was for the pre. He did a slide and then from the slide
did a
bow.
Because I know the NFL right away said we didn't have a problem with it, kind of thing. So I was just curious.
So fucking touchy.
I won't harp on that though, because if he's the one saying that, hey, maybe it wasn't just because of that, that's okay. That makes sense.
I can't wait to get into all this stuff, but we got to play at least two rounds of Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, we're opening with that, aren't we?
Yeah, Todd.
No, we're not.
Todd, let's wrap this up. How do we play Cards Against Humanity?
All right, so we need to start out by finding out who had their bowel movement last, latest. Sorry,
latest.
Yeah,
not yet today.
Latest in today.
Jesus, really?
I had two.
Two of them.
Yeah, like 8 a.m. I usually have my morning one, and then a couple hours later after, like 11 a.m.
Do you eat nothing but bran cereal?
No, it's usually I'm a one poop a day kind of guy, but today it was a two. That's why I remember. It was sort of an odd, like around 11 a.m. Like, ooh, I got to poop again. So I had roughly an 8 a.m. and an 11 a.m.
So mine was probably 1 or 2-ish.
Okay, so you go first.
You got latest poop of the day.
All right.
It's the first time.
Oh, I want a twofer. Oh.
Should I be doing anything? I don't know how to play.
Just go ahead and look at your white cards.
Sorry.
Look at the white cards.
Do you want me to explain to everybody at home how to play?
You go right ahead, because I'm excited that I get.
All right, this is what happens. You deal out 10 white cards to each of the players. We've already done this. You also have a box of black cards. Now, the person who had the most recent bowel movement reads the first black card. Now, what you're trying to do, the object of the game, is to accumulate as many black cards as you can. So, Todd, he's going to read the black card, and then Nathan and I will throw out the white card.
That we think is the most appropriate. We get to look at them.
Or that I'll like the most.
Okay.
So he has an edge on you. Because of that, because he knows me, he knows it makes me laugh.
But then again, sometimes that fucker knows what I'm like, and then he'll purposely pick the other person's card.
Yep.
Just to spite me. Yes. So that's and usually we haven't yet had a 2-person tie on the 2 rounds.
Yeah.
We haven't had one tie?
person. Yeah.
We had one tie.
I lost. You tied with somebody else.
Okay. All right.
Today I'm Maury. Help! My son is.
Okay.
Today I'm Maury. Help! My son is. Got my eyes closed.
I got it down to 2. I think I'm gonna go with this one.
It's fun when you get
it. I don't think I have a great one for that.
My kid. What? My kid is.
Can I open my eyes?
No.
Okay. Then I can't read it again.
All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Open your eyes. And when you get your 2 cards, you have to read the black card and the response.
Today I'm Maury. Help! My son is Gandalf. I like that one. Help! Today I'm Maury. Today I'm worrying. Help! My son is kids with ass cancer.
Dude, I really didn't have one that
I'm just
it.
waiting to look up at you and go, what?
I didn't really have one either, but I figured Gandalf would be a good nerd.
Yeah.
angle.
Yeah.
Oh, my kid's a nerd.
All right, so put that in your got pile.
Okay.
Get that.
You got that one.
Now you
Read mine.
read one of your blanks.
And I close my eyes, and there'll be 2 cards in front of me magically.
Magically.
Oh, I don't even know what I have. I'm excited to see.
What is the first word? What is George W. Bush thinking about right now? What is George W. Bush thinking about right now? Tell me when I can pick up the 2 cards that will be waiting for me. I'd whistle the Jeopardy theme, but it's trademarked, and you have to pay a...
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You're good.
God.
You're good. Go ahead.
I almost did it, too. I
Thank
didn't
God.
do it because of that.
I hummed it for about 10 seconds one time.
Oh, my goodness. I actually really like both of these.
Okay, you can't do that, Nathan.
What is George W. Bush thinking about right now? 72 virgins.
Oh.
Oh, I'm supposed to pick them up one at a time and read them?
You
fine.
can't enjoy them until we enjoy them.
Oh, well.
You're fine.
What does George W. Bush think about 72 virgins? That was the first one.
I like that one.
What is George W. Bush thinking about right now? Andre the Giant's enormous leathery scrotum. I have to go with that one. I'm sorry. I mean, 72 virgins is good, but...
Yeah.
And Andre the Giant...
Subtle politics. Nice try.
Not leathery scrotum.
Good try.
All right, my turn.
Yep.
All right. Blank. I'll go with this one. Oh, blank. I got 2
what
blank.
are blank cards? Why are they blank?
Because you can create your own.
Oh.
That's part of the coolness of Cards Against Humanity.
Why didn't you create your own?
Well,
We haven't given the time yet.
yeah, I'm not.
We want to. Our wives want to get together some night and do it, but...
Now, you know who probably could be really good at that? A comedian. Like, on the spot. Boom. Okay. Alternative medicine is now embracing the curative powers of... God, I had the perfect card for this. Alternative medicine is now embracing the curative powers of...
There you go.
Okay, here we go. Maybe we could ask Tino Cruz to play some of his music while we wait for white cards.
Oh.
It sounded really bad for
My
whatever you like.
kicks are reflecting... My cool kicks are reflecting my demeanor.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. Alternative medicine is now embracing the curative powers of a homoerotic volleyball montage. Okay. All right. Alternative medicine is now embracing the curative powers of binging and purging. I'm going to go with the homoerotic volleyball montage.
2 for 2!
Fair enough.
All right.
I thought binging and purging would make a nice bulimia joke.
It will.
I figured it
It'll
would
be
be accurate.
fantastic.
You're like, all right, that's
All right.
medicinal.
Last round.
What are you talking about? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we're just doing
Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Yell at me.
I really need to play some of these cards.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's... blank. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's...
Close your eyes.
I'm very closed.
Oh.
Yep. You did what I did. That's okay. I'll get it.
No need, my friend.
All
Open
right.
them up. Open them up. Let's go.
Ooh. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's chunks of dead hitchhiker. You're so dumb.
What?
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's penis breath.
I like both of those.
Yeah, I think both are great.
I'm going to go with penis breath. That one's funny.
Finally, I land one.
I didn't really have anything to go with that, so Chunks of Dead Hitchhiker was the only
That's
hit.
okay.
I like that
It
one.
happens sometimes. No.
What, chunks of dead hitchhikers?
Yeah.
All right. Next, from J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Blank. Next from J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Blank.
All right, man, you're good.
Ready? All right. So I have to do these one at a time. All right.
For some reason, I feel like Nathan has the same spiritual beliefs as we do.
I think we're going to be just fine.
J.K. Rowling and next from J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter and the Chamber of white people. I like that. Okay, here we go. I'm not supposed to react. Too bad. It caught me. Next from J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Jewish Fraternities. That one right there. The Chamber of Jewish Fraternities.
Yeah.
I got the first laugh,
Let me
though.
have the black card, sir. Oh, yeah.
Those were two
Jewish
yeah.
fraternities were fantastic. All right, there you go. There's my black card. There's my...
You got one more, buddy.
Oh, no, that was the one that was 2 rounds. Oh, we got... Oh, you're right.
I got one.
We're almost done. We're close.
Right.
I got 99 problems, but blank ain't one. I got 99 problems, but blank ain't one. Okay, my eyes are closed. Just waiting. And you can pray if you like.
99 problems and the blank ain't one?
I got 99 problems, but blank ain't one. You let me know when you're ready, Todd.
Shut the fuck up.
All right. All right.
He's sounding out the words right now.
I'm working on my blending.
I got 99 problems, but blank ain't one. For the love of God.
Okay, shut up.
Are we there yet?
You're good. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Here we go. All right. I got 99 problems, but cuddling ain't one. I got 99 problems, but the heart of a child ain't one.
Oh, I'm sorry. You got 2 stinkers.
Yeah, I had nothing. I could
All
have
right,
had
nothing too.
the Chinese gymnastics team, like, it would have made no sense.
I'm going to go with the heart of a child.
There we go.
Oh, so we tied. 2 apiece.
You and me and you?
No.
All 3 of us. We each got that. We all
son of a
got
bitch.
2.
Here we
Did
go.
you win 2 too?
Yeah.
I want to.
Shit, that's
This is
awesome.
a 3-way tie.
Oh,
It's been a long time since we had a 3-way in this room.
Oh, that's bad news bears right there. Ugh.
There you go. Oh, and because I like
seeing you
Cards Against
naked,
Humanity
this is too much
so
for
much,
me.
I wanted to read a little something since I went through and purchased a shit ton of cards from them just the other day. They sent me an email, and I didn't realize they did this.
Please stop contacting us.
Yes. Please stop playing our
We
game
have
on your
forwarded
podcast.
your requests to our lawyers.
That's awesome.
It said, Cards Against Humanity supported a classroom project called Willing Singers Who Need a Helping Hand in Tiffin, Iowa, in your honor. You will soon receive a thank you from the teacher and photos of the project taking place. Get to know willing singers who need a helping hand or learn more about donorschoose.org.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And awkward.
And a little awkward.
Yeah. Hey, we like your game. Would you sponsor us? No, but we'll sponsor a singer in Tiffin. All right, fair enough.
Hey, just a little off the mark.
What? What do you mean just a little? Oh, you mean like where the money should go?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a tad.
Well, okay, let's get to our guest. Should we get to our
That's
guest?
a wonderful segue. Very smooth, very
It
accurate.
was very subtle.
Nice
It was
transition.
very subtle.
Great job.
Comedian Nathan Timmel.
Good morning.
Timmel?
Again.
Timmel.
No, don't French that shit up. Timmel, very German. Timmel. It's actually a hamlet in Germany. You can look it up on Google Maps. Tiny little small town.
And that's where your family's from?
Originally, yes.
Oh, that's
My
cool.
grandfather went and visited, and the people were freaking out, like, holy shit, you have the last name. He's like, well, they used to live here at one point. And then I think we left, maybe early 30s before
The shit got
things
real.
got bad. No, we've been here longer than that, but that'd be a good time to get out somewhere.
Yeah, I know I was being announcing.
But you got a great website. Go to
Thank you.
nathantimmel.com.
It's all my wife. She
Home.
designed it.
Really?
Yep. It's a template, but she jazzes it up. You get
Yeah,
a
good for
bland
her.
template, and she goes.
What'd she
in,
use?
Writes code. I don't know.
She writes code, the hell you say.
No,
Wow.
she actually can go in and because she made if you go there you see my shirt is purple, so she gave it a purple theme when she designs my book covers by the very subtle. You don't see you catch it, but you don't understand what she's done. Is like the title of the book will be the same color as a dot on my tie. So it's uniform to where you're subtle. You're like, oh, okay, that looks good, but you don't understand why until you break down that, the color pattern is there. It's not just like a random assortment of bleh.
And she never drives you crazy, huh?
No.
That's
She's a very driven type A personality, and
That's
it's very
wonderful.
good in situations like this where it's just,
I want to ask you about. Okay, so
Speaking of her, we got her a toy xylophone today. It came in the mail because my daughter is 2 years old. which means she likes to bang on things. So we got her a little, toy xylophone. And the text that I just received was, she found the xylophone. Won't take bath. There you go. So she loves her toy is what I just received via text.
Are you kidding me? Bashing something that makes a cool noise? Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah, too.
In serious trouble.
Is she your only?
Nope, we have a 2-month-old son.
Whoa!
Truman Baxter Timmel and Hillary Fine Timmel.
Oh, wonderful names.
Yeah,
I like those.
Not too bad. Baxter.
Truman, did you always like that, or was it from the movie?
No, it was just she wanted something that is not in the top 500 names. That was her criteria.
For sure.
Is like she doesn't want a Steve or a Bob or anything.
I don't want my kid going to school and having 6 other kids the same name.
Exactly.
In his class.
So she said it has to be, and it has to have been out of the top 500 for 10 years. And then Baxter was my choice for 2 reasons. It's a very long story. I'll make it very short. I have a fat, semi-autistic friend who refuses to wear pants. He came to my wedding. He said, do I have to wear dress pants? I said, no, you can wear a kilt. He dyed his cock and balls green, and at the end of the night when he was drunk, walked around lifting his kilt saying, Hulk smash, and exposing himself to the bridesmaids and guests and everybody in attendance. His name is Rob Baxter, and I wanted to have that in there at some point, so it's Truman Baxter Timmel. And I'm not allowed to tell my son that until he's old enough to get it. I'm only supposed to say you're named after a very good friend of Daddy's, not.
And that's why your privates are green.
Yes. And then the other part is the dog from Anchorman. That's like it's 90% my friend and 10% Baxter. You know I don't speak Spanish. So my son is named after a.
God, there's so many great one-liners in that movie.
Yes.
Holy shit. I'm in a glass. I'm in a glass
case of my ocean. No, my ocean. No, emotion.
Emotion. Sorry. Yeah, I love that. Oh God. Baxter, I love you. Like licking. Oh God, man. It's just too much for me. Dogs lick each other in the mouth.
So, you got some neat reviews, I guess. I wasn't expecting a book from a comedian to have reviews like. This book was like the therapist I never had. Timmel was a great insight to the world we could all learn from.
Well, those are taken out of context, probably. You go to my Amazon page and you find the reviews, and it might say, wow, this was the worst thing I've ever read. I hate him, but this book was like the therapist I never had.
What is I Was a White Knight Once?
Yeah,
what's that book about?
Okay, the title is oh God, I really, really hate admitting what I'm about to because it's so cliche and horrible and awful. Here's the thing. I've been writing since I was a kid. I could pick up crayons and I would write. That's always what I did. And the cliche part is, so when blogging became popular, I started blogging. And I had a lot of people say, wow, I really like your blog. You should write a book. And so me, Mr. Ego, jerk off, like, oh my God, I should write a book. And so I Was a White Knight Once. I'm getting to the answer. I'm not forgetting it. Was actually a blog I wrote about my first so-called real relationship and damaging breakup where my parents had a shitty marriage. I didn't know what love was. So I thought, because psychologically, this is all well after the fact, figuring it out, I figure, I'll save my mom's marriage by I couldn't save my mom's marriage or make her happy, so I'll find these broken women and save them. So I got into a really damaging relationship with a girl who liked a boyfriend that hit her and dealt drugs and did shit like that. And I'm like, I will save you, I love you. And that went on for 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long story. And at the end of it, I went, wow, shit, I shouldn't be saving anyone. I should find someone that likes me for me, that has their shit together, and then we can just go from there, or matching baggage, whatever. So that's I Was a White Knight Once. No more. I'm done. I don't want to save. And then I, years later, met my wife, and I'm like, hey, I like you. You're saying you like me. You're not like off looking at other guys, waiting, keeping me on the sideline.
And you're great with Photoshop.
Yeah, and you're great with Photoshop. Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I don't think I ever consider myself a white knight at all, but I did find myself in a relationship that was. If we didn't sleep together every night, she'd fucking freak out and call me on the phone.
Oh my God, how horrible! Jeez, what a shitty relationship.
No, it's not. That part wasn't horrible. But it started being like overwhelming. Like I was like, well, I haven't seen you. I mean, I realize I haven't seen you in 6 hours, but I can't come over right now just to fuck you.
That sounds just like stalker.
And then I found out about the boyfriend who beat her all the time, she was pregnant at one point. He threw her down a set of stairs, and she lost the kids. And then I remember meeting her parents on like the worst side of town possible on their porch, and I'm just like, how did I find myself in this situation?
Yeah.
This is really, really bad.
How long did you date her?
I want to say it was only like, I want to say it was 6 months, but it was 6 months I'll never get back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
6 years.
6 years, so you got me.
I think I dated my freak for about 6 days.
You guys are fast
Is this
learners.
the lady?
I'm stupid. I'm a dumbass.
It was the lady who worked at that one place?
Yeah,
Okay.
where I'd give plasma.
Yeah.
The plasma center.
Yeah.
So I'm in there giving plasma and reading a book, and it's one of the ladies who sticks you,
Yeah.
you know? And she was very attractive, and she started talking to me a lot. I'm like, I'll have to see where this goes. And then she stopped showing up for I don't know how many weeks. I went there and I was like, where's so-and-so at? Oh, she's not feeling well. So I call her. I'd gotten her number
I was
somewhere.
going to say, I like how you have the number to your plasma lady. I mean,
Yeah.
right there, it's interesting.
So I call her. Hey, is everything all right? Yeah, I'm not feeling very well. I got a little banged up. And I go, hey, I'm in the area. You want me to bring... And we had been talking. This isn't total stalker-ish. Hey, would you like me to bring you over something to eat? Have you eaten? No, I haven't. I'll bring you something over. So I show up. She had gotten...
nuggets.
She had gotten beat up by her boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. And so her forehead was the lump on her forehead.
The kid from Mask?
Yes.
Eric Stoltz.
Wow. Yeah. It was ridiculous.
And I thought that this story happened because we were roommates at the time. I thought you were like picking her up to go out like on a date.
Well, that's kind of how it started, right? And then we...
Then she got beat up by somebody.
Yeah, there was a couple of oddities with this relationship that was very short-lived. It was very short-lived.
The 6-day relationship.
Right.
Exactly.
Because at some point I lost her number, and it was in the wintertime, and I had Todd and his family in my Jeep, Cherokee, and his father was in the very, very back. Kind of like you would put a kid in the back of the station wagon back in the 70s.
Shows what you think of Dad.
Right.
Oh, no, my dad's just not a duck.
But his dad's cell phone rings while we're all in the car. And he hands up the cell phone to me.
Oh, fuck, that's right.
He hands the cell phone to me and goes, hey, Matt, call for you. I go, what? Who the fuck would be calling me on your number? Well, his phone number was one digit off of my phone number.
So she was just trying repeatedly different numbers that were close. I
have no idea.
Yeah.
All right.
But it was her. And she had called his phone accidentally trying to get a hold of me.
And he just happened to be in the car.
And he just happened to be in the car. Crazy. And I thought, this is...
You're not married to her. Why? Because, that sounds like God meant it to be.
It did, didn't it? Mm-hmm. And that's why I went to New Year's Eve with her. And that's where it ended. Because she was on the phone with her ex-boyfriend who had beat the crap out of her all night long. See? And that was it. 6 days. Boom.
And you didn't want to wait for it, unlike me, who I'll prove myself.
Do you think that's what it is, though? Your parents got divorced and you couldn't help that out, so that's what you were trying to do? Is say
It's much longer and deeper than that. They got divorced when I was 25.
So, fuck.
Yeah, this was like odd. A whole lifetime of like seeing a cold marriage and never seeing anything happy. So that's what I was as a young adult. Like I had never, if they had gotten divorced when I was like 6, maybe I could have seen one of them get remarried and be happy. But since my entire they slept in separate beds and separate rooms, and I remember sleeping over at a friend's house, and both his parents went to bed in their own bedroom. I'm like, what's going on there? Don't they sleep apart? Like, it just mind-boggling to me that that your parents wouldn't hate one another.
So you remember that assumption that maybe if it's not a happy marriage, it's better for the kids just to get out of it because you're showing how not to be loving and caring.
Okay. Were they uber religious?
No.
Were they staying together because of religious beliefs?
They thought stay together because of the kids. Or at least that's what my mom told me later on. Is like once my younger sister, 5 years younger, is out of high school, then she can go to college, and then boom, and then they. That's the way you used to think though back in the day. Back in the day, it was like, okay, you stay together for the kids so they see a 2-parent family or some shit like that,
right?
And they don't realize that you're damaging them the whole time.
Wow.
Why the hell do you think I'm a comedian? Oh yeah,
there's a reason.
Cliche.
Well, see,
laughter or the hugs I didn't get it just a child. Laughter is or a har. I don't know.
I think I'm the
laughter be the hugs I didn't.
My parents got divorced when I was like 2 and a half, and I went back and forth for years between Iowa and California. And then they've both been married. Well, my mom, she's been married twice after my dad, and was on the third marriage, but it's been almost 30 years, I think.
Okay.
I mean, back in the day, he was kind of an asshole. He's better now. But my dad has been married 3 or 4 times as well.
Nice.
And so I wonder if
They
sometimes
just couldn't figure it out.
they just couldn't figure it out.
Rick delivers the dick.
Who's Rick?
Boom! Just swinging it.
Who's Rick?
Just
Who's
swinging
Rick?
it.
That's not my dad's name.
Sorry.
He was trying to protect your dad's
I guess
identity.
so. The fuck is Rick?
I don't know.
My mom, this has nothing to do with anything, but I found it amusing. My mom is remarried and to a great guy, but she met him in, I don't know what you call it, divorce therapy class, where it's like, you're out of divorce and it's like, all right, this is a therapy class, not a dating class. Don't date anybody in the class. Just get over your marriage. And she married a guy she met in there. So I was like, good listening, Mom. Way to heal.
Good modeling.
Didn't even play the field at all. Just first guy you met, let's date and get married.
She got married. She probably got married young. Was with a terrible marriage. She's not going to go out and get laid. She's not going to go out for one-night stands. So you're going to try to find something to get some of that love back in your life. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I think you'd be like in deprivation mode about that.
I got told, she got married young and she had me young. I got told once that if I had been born after Roe v. Wade, or been conceived, let's put it that way, after Roe v. Wade, I might not have been born.
Really?
Yeah, like,
maybe that's the white knight issue.
Could
Holy
be.
shit.
That was the
I'm
straw
over
that
that
broke
stuff.
the camel's back.
That was the cherry on the cake.
Yeah.
Hey,
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
we do have a box of Kleenex. If we keep going down this road, if Nathan,
I'm not going to cry.
Yeah, I'm not going to
Nathan's
cry.
not
Okay,
Your
all right,
listeners don't
all right.
care.
Yeah.
You also do a podcast.
I do.
So you do comedy,
Yep.
you're right, and you do Idiots on Parade, which is the name of your podcast, correct?
Well, we couldn't really decide, so it's Idiots on Parade, the Too Ugly for TV podcast, because we couldn't decide which one we wanted, and they're both kind of, I don't know, stereotypical, so we just put them together.
Is your kilt buddy your partner?
No, it's a comic named Jake Vevra in New York. So.
Oh, cool. And do you see him once in a while and do that, or do you do it over the...
No, we started doing it on Google Chat, and now we do it on FaceTime on our iPhones. So
Oh, awesome.
just plug right into the sound thing, right into the computer, and
I'm thinking about moving, so if I do, I'll probably have to do something.
Where are you going to move to?
I'm just kidding.
I'm saying you should move.
Get the fuck out of my life.
Maybe my wife would be
and
happy.
I was here for the breakup. See, then it'll be on me. Like, I got my parents divorced. I broke up with the Primal Screen podcast.
Nothing can
It's
break
all
us.
me,
Nothing
baby.
can break us up, Nathan. Nothing you can
Nothing. Yeah, because we've been told that we have a relationship that's very special. Very unique.
do. And done in a very mockingly way.
Yeah.
Because special and unique can be words that are translated many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Mostly
always positive.
mostly
Homoerotic.
homoerotic. Yeah.
Most good friends have that.
Yeah.
Hello.
What's up?
Oh, hold on a second.
Hi.
Dad, we just got home from a friend,
Okay.
and I was supposed to take showers,
Yes, you do need to take showers. Can you start for me?
I don't want to go in the shower.
What's wrong with the shower? You're not the Wicked Witch of the West, are you? I'm melting.
Hey, do me a favor. Tell your brothers that all of you need to hang out in Mom and Dad's room so that nobody's scared, and everybody needs to take their showers.
Okay.
Thanks.
Teamwork.
Scared of
And that's all edited out later.
why?
Wonderful.
It's so nice.
Ghosts. I want to know what's scary about your house.
Probably because
I'll tell you what's scary.
something turns the shower head straight up in the air in their bathroom.
I swear to
and
God,
they don't.
a motherfucker had me freaked out. Freaked out. I have one of those shower heads that has a long neck and you can move it around. And I went into the bathroom. I just reached in and flipped the water on, and I was getting drenched. And I shut the water off, and I look, and it's pointed up at the ceiling. Now, the first time this happened...
Casper don't do that shit. Casper's a friendly ghost.
The first time this happened, I don't remember if I called you on it or not.
You did.
I did.
And I played it really, really good.
He played it really well, and I believed him that he hadn't done it. And then it
I want to know
happened...
what you're doing in his bathroom.
See, what I do is you
He's
do
got my
it. You,
garage-
homoerotic.
you do it casually. You do it casually because if you make a big
and-
deal and act sneaky,
And
someone's
he
going to
has
see
my garage
something.
code.
And so I would just come over, and when his wife or him were doing stuff with the kids, and we're all just walking around, I would just casually walk in there and just crank it up and walk out, and nobody even thought twice about it. By the fourth time it happened,
I told my wife that I freaked out, and I screamed for my wife to come into the bathroom. So she comes into the bathroom, and I go, "Did you fucking do this?" And I'm pointing at the shower head, and she goes, "No, I didn't do it." And we're getting into one of our first arguments because I can't think. He told me that he didn't do it, and I believed him. But
First mistake.
That was my first mistake. And she said no, I didn't do it, and she wouldn't admit to it. So then I told her to call his wife. My wife and his wife are good friends, and tell her we're moving because there's some crazy
Because
shit.
of a shower head.
Because some crazy shit's happening.
That might be the biggest pussy thing I have ever heard in my life.
Thank you very much, Nathan. I appreciate that.
A shower head ghost. And now all the kids are afraid to shower.
Well, because I did it again recently, and his son comes to me and goes, "That's not funny."
Oh, yeah. He turned the water on. It scared him, but there's water on the floor now, and
Right.
he slipped and fell. Boom.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
See.
that's my fault.
Not funny,
Mhm.
Todd.
It's not, Todd. That's not funny. I'm like, sorry, buddy. It's kind of funny. No, it's not.
It's
Well,
funny
good
until
time.
someone loses an eye. Then it's hilarious.
All right. I have a serious question for you.
Okay.
How do you mix politics and comedy? Because when we first started this podcast, we wanted to talk about the stories that aren't in the general mainstream news.
Right.
And it was really hard not to get negative
Every time.
every time and get sucked into this black, abysmal...
Except for a handful of podcasts, like the first 45 at least have some kind of angry, pissed off rant. in them.
Right. You know, I don't know how we do it. Because I think the same thing. Like when I watch Colbert or Jon Stewart, and occasionally Jon Stewart loses it a little, and rightfully so. But I watch them, I'm just like, because sometimes they mock something that I am just staring at the TV like, how can you laugh about? I mean, like it's just so it gets you despondent. But Jake is interesting character in that he searches out all things obscure. Like he watches Vice documentaries and is on Netflix all the time. So you ask him who the group One Direction is, and he's like, no, I've never heard of him. You say Jennifer Lawrence has a new movie. I was like, Jennifer Lawrence is who? Like, oh, we talked about her leaked nudes, but I had to tell them what they were because he doesn't know anything mainstream pop culture. So he's always finding interesting topics, or I guess the way I say that is not only finding interesting topics, but you bring him a topic and he has a unique point of view on it because he generally isn't in tune with what's happening. He's someone that's in tune with what's happening in the undercurrents.
So it's an unvarnished kind of way of looking at things.
So, yeah, like you ask him about drug mules from Afghanistan sneaking opium up their butt through Mexico into America, and he'll tell you all about that because he watched the documentary 2 weeks ago. But so that's how like I can bring something up and he'll just crack jokes because he's not, and then he lightens me up, and yeah, it'd be easy to get caught in the negativity, but probably because we're comics and we're just used to mocking everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get angry. It doesn't get too angry, but we get frustrated. Let's put it that way.
It was 5 podcasts ago that we both were like, that's it. We're not going to keep doing this.
Yeah,
we get so pissed off.
we
We spend an hour just bitching and complaining and raving about things. And so we actively now look for positive things to talk about. And speaking about Jon Stewart, did you hear he was asked to visit CBS?
Yeah. I don't remember. No, NBC. It was one of the Sunday morning news programs. It was Meet the Press. Or Talk.
He was asked to.
Well, you know what? Meet the Press has been around for, 60, 70 years? I mean, it's been around a really long time. And so, I mean, it's kind of impressive that they would ask him to take on a journalist role. And I think he actually could probably pull it off with how smart he is. But why would you ever leave the gig?
Well,
like the Daily Show.
Yeah. Here's two things that I don't understand. One, were they offering him like as an exclusive? Could they have worked with Comedy Central and said, you can keep your job and do this? And then would he say, all right, well, that means I have to work Sundays now and do this and that? Or you say, why would you ever leave your gig? Let's see, working 4 nights a week, which is already pretty easy, versus 1 morning a week. And
probably more money.
The story I read, they said they were willing to back up the Brinks truck, the armored car. They said they were going to park it at his door. They said because we want his demographic and the buzz that will create.
How amazing is that to have that much pull and to be that knowledgeable?
The key,
really, your base is you're a comedian.
Yeah, and his show always gets ranked the most knowledgeable, like has the most knowledgeable, like the viewers. But Just on the opposite, not opposite, but the other, the Colbert, I'm going to miss that show.
Oh, fuck, dude.
I'll watch him in the Letterman slot because I like him, but I'm going to miss his commentary and his sarcasm and his take. And, and you know he's doing something right when he actively pisses off Bill O'Reilly, and Bill O'Reilly, tries to talk dismissively about him, like, oh, that Colbert doesn't mean anything. Well, if he didn't mean anything, you wouldn't be talking about him. You're obviously irritated. So
and then he gets excited. He's like, "Oh, Papa Bear, I would never do anything that hurts your feelings." I think the interesting part about the Jon Stewart is the demographic makes sense to me in that they're well-knowledge people who watch his show. But he does have people on there. Who was the guy with the bushy mustache that was part of George W. Bush's? He's the UN ambassador.
Oh, Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton.
Or was it John Bolton?
John Bolton.
John. I said Michael because I was thinking Office Space, the same name. That's the first thing I thought of is Bolton. But yeah, I think it's John Bolton. I'm not positive.
He has people on that probably lean so far to the right, it's hard to imagine they could have a conversation together. But he's able to pull things out and at least be understanding enough in a conversation to say, I know we're not going to agree, so why even dwell on that? Let's find some things that we can have a discussion about. I think that's probably one of the reasons why they thought about having him on there. The demographic makes sense, but I think because he's able to have conversations and ask really good questions of people.
Yeah. One of the best things that happened, thank God for the internet, was
the ability to look up what someone said last week as opposed to what they're saying today, which is what The Daily Show and Colbert feed off of. I don't know if that's where you're going, but that's what I love is the fact that, Sean Hannity will say something, and then the next week say the complete opposite, and be very firm about it. This is what I believe, and then John will roll his eyes and be,
let's show the hypocrisy.
If only there was some footage of
somebody
saying
yes.
But what catches me off guard though is he obviously has his breaking point because he gets fucking pissed. Like Bullshit Mountain was a very common thing for a long time. And the last rant he had last week on Fox News, I was like, wow, he's really getting bothered by these people.
He even, what was his quote? Just enough with your bullshit, fake fucking patriotism. Something like that, where you're like, fuck you and your fake patriotism. Because the guy, I can't remember what the first remark was. It was something like, Obama didn't do this, and then there was a female pilot, and he made a sexist remark.
Boobs on the ground. Boots on the ground. Yeah, I liked it too, where he had a whole thing about when he's the Dick Cheney, all his Dick Cheney jokes. And then he also would get upset about that and go, you know what? And I mean, it was the first time I ever saw it on TV, and my wife and I were just shocked. When he goes, you know what? Fuck you. That's all he says. Like, fuck you. You don't know who you're talking to. Don't tell me who I am. Don't tell me how I think.
Do you have your wallet?
I do. And that's what I like about him is that he's pretty real. I think that's the part I enjoy, that he's a real person and has his own points of view. I'm with you, though. I think from a comedic point of view, I would probably miss Stephen Colbert worse than I would Jon Stewart, because I laugh much harder, I think, at Stephen Colbert, because things are just so funny. He mocks things so bad. It's just amazing. And he makes it
so quick, too, because when he has, he'll just, pound, just hit him with hypocrisies left and right.
And then you'll see things like when he has soldiers on, or he does those packages overseas with Tom Hanks and stuff like that. He stops being Stephen Colbert and starts being himself and starts talking from the heart about how he feels about certain things. When he went over there and got his head shaved and shit like that, God, that was just the best.
I so thought about doing that and I didn't. I wanted to, but then I thought it'd be again cliche, so I didn't. Like the first time I went to Iraq, I wanted I'm here. But
you went to Iraq with USO?
No, everyone thinks that USO. You look at their website; they only take celebrities. I think at one point their website said, "If we don't know who you are, don't bother applying." So I went over with morale, welfare, and recreation. So that's the non-celebrity tours for the.
Will you put that up there so we can give it some props? That's awesome.
Props for that. It's fun.
No, I mean props for the company the group that takes you over there. Haven't even heard of them before. That's shitty. I don't know who they are.
Morale, welfare, and recreation. How could you not? How could you not?
I would imagine that'd be pretty.
Well, I'm sure that people who haven't done it or gone overseas.
Well, let me take this back so I don't sound glib. How could you not when you're a comedian? Because if you're in the armed service and you're signed up and you're there for months and months and months and months, and that's why I don't like when people say, oh, well, thank you for going over. And it's like, well, I fucking went for 10 days and I got to come home. I literally go tell jokes. That's how I say, how could you not? I understand being trapped there away from your family for months, so I don't want to make it sound like, how could you not go to Iraq? Well, if you had the option, I'll decide not to do a year rotation. Sure, I'll opt out of that. But for me, for 10 days, or I think my longest was 22, 23 days for Afghanistan, something like that, I don't know. But yeah, how could you turn that down?
And so when you traveled there, were you like in armored Humvees, driving from base to base? I mean, Christ almighty.
Almost. They wouldn't let you drive. They had to fly you everywhere because it was safer to be in a Black Hawk or a Chinook than...
So you flew in a Black Hawk and a Chinook?
Yeah. And we almost got to take one convoy, and it was Afghanistan, yes. I'd have to look all this information up because, I have it written down so I don't remember it. But Kandahar, that was the base. We were in Kandahar, and this will put it in time frame. It was the Great Pakistani Earthquake. That hit when I got there, and so literally it's the only time this has ever happened in my life. You turn on CNN, and Dick Cheney, I think it was, ordered all the helicopters to go to fly to Pakistan to help with humanitarian aid, and literally you'd be like, oh, that's out my window. All the helicopters are, like you could wave from the background, like, hi, Mom, I'm in the back of the shot from Afghanistan. And so because all the helicopters left, we couldn't do a few shows because those were our taxis. So all the helicopters were in Pakistan giving aid, and they were, the whole point of this story goes back to the Humvees. They were going to put us on a convoy so we could get one show in somewhere, and we eventually did get flown around and do shows, but they're like, and the convoy got hit by a bomber, and we're like, fuck, we could have been part of that, but...
Holy shit, dude, that's a good story.
And the best part of the story is when the convoy got hit, the story I was told is that no one got hurt because the terrorist was an idiot and he armed his bomb too soon or something. So he was going to do an end run into the back of the convoy and hit and blow something up. And instead, he bounced off the Humvee, skittered off into a ditch, and blew up himself. And everyone yay!
It sounds
like you died and you didn't.
Can you imagine being so not jaded, but you're so desensitized because there's craziness happening all the time?
Well, it's not desensitized. They're just, when you're over there, people ask, do you feel safe? And it's like, you feel safe because everyone walks around. It was like, the camp got shelled 3 nights in a row in Afghanistan. It got shelled where the alarms went off and mortars were hitting inside. And when I say inside, they could be because these are big bases.
Right.
It's like imagine, say, and this is too big, but Cedar Rapids, and we're on the south side right now. So imagine, Cedar Rapids is getting shelled, and everybody taking cover because a mortar is hitting, the Taco Bell downtown. Everyone's safe, but
okay.
So it could be hitting out in the field, out in the perimeter somewhere, nowhere near people, but it happened, so often people are like, look, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. They're just sort of take cover and don't scream or cry or anything. So you just
My first thought is
being
anybody, soldier, anybody, just driving around with that kind of anxiety all the time. I can't handle it. My anxiety when I have a rough day. I couldn't imagine driving on a daily basis or sitting somewhere on a daily basis where somebody's either trying to shoot you or bomb you and kill you. I mean, Nick Rosine, the CrossFit trainer who's been here, has had some conversations with us about it's a heavy thing when you're just dealing with that postpartum, not postpartum, but PTSD.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I was thinking about
he didn't have a baby.
He didn't have a baby.
To me, the worst part about it, not to me, that's a stupid, the worst things I've read about it, the point of view I have is, oh God, I can't remember the book I read. The long and short is they get off their rotation, where they're on the front lines. And I got to visit some of those guys in some of the bases that were on the front lines that were attacked, and your blood is up all the time. Then they get flown to Germany, where they've been on hard combat duty for 6-8 months, and then they've got a 19-year-old kid that graduated from West Point and has a couple stripes or something, ordering them around because they have beards and are shell-shocked and not, quote, in uniform. And it's like, really? You don't have a transition period? You're the military and you don't understand? Get these guys back, but give them a little special treatment. You don't have to. But literally, I would read about guys that would just be told oh, you stand up straight. You didn't salute me. Like the David Schwimmer character in Band of Brothers.
Absolutely.
Technically correct, but wrong on every level. Where no and guys would lose their shit. Like, really? I just got shot at daily for 8 months.
Right.
And you're worried because I'm unshaven. And you'd think that would be like the most no-brainer, obvious thing for the military to do. It's like, all right, these guys, they get a grace period of a couple months to settle in, or let's just, but no, it's a machine. It's literally, they think people are a switch. You're on, you're off. You're on, you're off. And that's
well, at least they're realizing that more now.
Yes, it is getting out there.
PTSD's never been more in effect than being aware of it than it is now, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, now we have Vietnam soldiers who are coming forward saying they wanted to get some help because they realized they've been spending 30, 40 years with PTSD and they didn't even realize it because it's just now becoming more of a subject we can talk about,
I talked to a guy, as one of the most frightening stories I heard, not tragic, I don't know. He came back and he told his wife that for the next, I think he slept in a spare bedroom, not positive, maybe he slept, but the longest, he said, if you need to wake me up, tap my foot twice, because that was code in the field. If you nudge me or shake, I will wake up killing you. I will wake up like trying to actively kill you because, that was code. Because in the base, just tap, that way you knew you were safe.
Sure.
This is a buddy. So if it's a little shoulder, like anything you would think is safe, like, hey buddy, wake up, just nudge in the shoulder, wrong move, and so you just wake up fighting. And so he had to tell his wife how to wake him up so he would not wake up fighting, trying to kill her.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, and I also heard of a gentleman who talked about his one worst memory is he was in Fallujah, and his job was to as his group was coming into Fallujah and they'd already had some battles. He had to do, they call it eye tap. And so you take your gun, whatever you have, and if you go by a corpse, you tap it on their eye to see if they react or not. And so that was his job to walk around. And if he eye tapped somebody and they reacted, he had to shoot them.
Yeah.
And I thought it's almost like you're like a rolling execution squad after the fact.
Well, you are. That is
you're right. That's what you are. And I just couldn't imagine having to do that. I mean, having to be shot at and possibly killed all day long, but also have to do so much killing on a regular basis. I'm sure it's got to pull something out of you.
Well, it does. That's why I can't think of his name, but there was the famous case where the soldier went into a village in Afghanistan and shot the place up because you are basically just told to kill, 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 and then something snaps. You just literally something snaps. You see everybody as the enemy, or everybody. Afghani is the, I can't put myself in that mind frame, but I can sympathize with it.
To understand it for sure.
Say, because I remember when it made the news, there were a lot of people saying, how dare he? And sure, how dare he, but look at what he lived under. I'm not forgiving it. I'm just, should he go to jail? Sure, yes. Should he get therapy? Yes. Should he be, you can't just lock him up and forget about him.
Right.
You have to,
There's got to be some understanding, some compassion.
Well,
obviously he needs to have issues.
You're saying how dare he with the lens? You're looking through the lens of
civilians sitting in America. Yeah. Like, oh, the American troops should be above that.
You just got done watching.
You just gave the military a black eye. Really? That's what you're worried about? The image of the military? Because I guarantee everybody in the military has sympathy toward him, understanding, like, look, I've been there. I just was able to hold it in check.
Right.
Welcome to the podcast. Let's have a comedian on.
We were just talking about how fucking negative shit was. God.
Nobody was ranting.
Yeah, we didn't lose our shit.
We haven't had too many perspectives like that, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, for people that have, we've had a few people that have been there, but a lot of their stories are so tragic. Nick Rosine, the trainer, when he came in, I just had kind of thrown it out there as a question, and we went down this road.
He was in to talk about CrossFit training. That was his main reason to be on the podcast.
Oops.
And
but it turned. It was a really good podcast.
We have a lot of downloads from that one too.
This one.
Just there was a lot of other veterans that felt like I feel the same way. And where did you go to get help? And how did you feel?
Yeah.
And it was excellent in that regard. It was wonderful. What else? You had some current events that you wanted to talk about too, didn't you? Like the Ebola. Didn't you want to bring up Ebola?
Yeah, about the Ebola scare.
You can talk about that because I couldn't give a fuck last.
I don't care either.
Well, that's part of what we're talking about.
Yeah, a friend of mine sent me a graph or a diagram, and it's like Hep C, Ebola, and HIV. That's how easy it is to get it, or not easy to get it. That you have to be within have an open wound,
Yeah.
fluids, blood,
The people
and all
that are getting
that
it are in
stuff.
extremely close contact.
Yeah.
Again, not to beat a dead horse, let's go back to the Daily Show. He had the best take on it the other day. Heart disease kills this many million people. Guns kill this many people. But can we talk about these things? No. Like you pointed out, you try and legislate soda in New York or give students healthy lunches in schools, and people are up in arms. Oh, kids just want to eat what they want to eat.
It's our goddamn right as Americans to do what we want.
But one person in America, and now two, but one person gets Ebola and he dies. Like, oh my God, why isn't the president doing? I don't care what president it is. You can make it a Obama issue, but it's literally whoever was in office was going to get like, oh, what are they doing to protect America? Fuck off.
And that's why, I just don't agree with the idea of you can blame it on any president.
Yeah.
Fucking diseases happen, period. How is he going to do anything when we have thousands of flights coming in this country every day, every hour? Who can control that?
This is why I could never be president, is because if I was asked to issue a statement, I would come out and go, all right, here's what you got. Don't lick open wounds. There's my not to get Ebola stance. If someone has Ebola, don't lick their open wound or eat their feces or rub their blood around on your gums like it's cocaine.
Yeah.
It's not easy to catch.
Exactly. And I think I sent you a chart that you could put up there.
And here it is right here. No, seriously, how contagious is Ebola? The number of people that one sick person will infect, on average, is called R0. Here are the maximum R0 values for a few viruses.
And Ebola is 2 people.
Yeah.
SARS is 4, measles 18, and
Yeah,
we're afraid.
And the better part of that too was the idea that and I'll.
Where's the bird flu? The bird flu should be on here
SARS
somewhere.
was the bird flu.
Oh,
SARS wasn't SARS avian.
is-
I'm not positive, but
SARS.
wasn't. That was the neat thing is I got to go to Korea when SARS was when the avian bird flu was huge, and we're like, "Are you going over?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm not afraid of a disease." Like it.
And if you're gonna die, you're gonna die. It's like if you get Ebola, you were supposed to have Ebola, and you're supposed to die. So it's like, come on.
Should we be looking at this? Should we be looking at AIDS the same way we look at SARS? I mean, remember when AIDS came?
Is super hard to get. It's not hard. It's not easy to get AIDS. It's not easy to get Hep C.
I thought you just said it was hard to get AIDS.
Is blood contact or
It has to mean you have to be in contact with semen or blood, or you have to have like.
So it's just like Ebola or Hep C.
Right.
It's
harder to get Ebola than it is HIV.
I have an uncle that was HIV positive. I don't remember when he was diagnosed. Early 90s, just passed away last year. And he was old. Not old like 90, but it's not as scary as it's horrible. I'm not trying to downplay it, but
you live a long time. Andrew Sullivan from the Daily Dish is a guy that I like to watch or listen to and read his blog quite a bit. He's been HIV positive for years, and he's on the drugs. He's on the drugs now, and he's okay. He knows he's going to die earlier than he would have.
And that's also going to have a
full life.
earlier than he would have, but it wasn't like 40 dead.
Right, exactly.
Not to downplay the disease, but it's tragic and it sucks, but it's not like The Stand. It's not the super flu where you sneeze.
I read that book again last year.
Recently?
I've only read it once, but I remember as a kid reading it, and anyone would sneeze, you'd be like, "Oh shit." It freaked you out. Yeah, it's not like that. It's not.
I just remember the scene where the guy is stuck in the jail cell, and he's locked in the jail cell, and everybody has died, and he's not going to make it out, and he eats part of the cellmate next to him because he's so desperate, and then the bad guy comes in and lets him out. That's what I remember the most when I was a kid reading it. As an adult,
Anthrax. I am the walking dude. Oh, I can see all of the world.
Shit, I realized
Among the living.
There.
Yeah.
Well done.
Among the living. Follow me or die.
Oh. And then the TV miniseries sucked so bad. I'm like, why would you even try to turn this book into a TV show or a movie? Maybe now they could do a better job if they're on HBO with all the CGI and the Game of Thrones kind of thing. But
have you seen those, the CGI that you don't think is CGI? The Game of Thrones is one of the things they do. There's a website, I don't know what it is, but Game of Thrones is one where it's they're talking in a medieval village, and then they show the non-CGI. It's just two people standing in a field surrounded by green screens, or someone's looking off at a majestic river, and it's like, nope, they're just looking at a green screen. It's like everything is CGI. They did it with the CGI. The Leonardo DiCaprio movie, The Great Gatsby, where he was getting on a boat. You're thinking, oh yeah, you can get on a boat, and no, it was just him in a soundstage, and everything was CGI. I'm like.
The wolves on Game of Thrones are they're not even real animals, they're totally CGI.
Yeah.
And actually, supposedly if you look closely, you can tell that they're not really wolves, but I'm pretty sure that it's awesome. You know?
That's just crazy that you don't really have to go anywhere anymore.
Well, I remember when Steven Spielberg had a TV show way back in the 80s.
Amazing Tales?
The Amazing Tales. And I remember
Jesus. Yeah.
God, you're awesome. Right here. You're right here in my brain, man. Because I remember them talking about, there were scenes like in one of the shows where there were army guys marching down the street, groups of like World War I soldiers. And they showed how Steven Spielberg, because he was the producer of the show, had taken and replicated those groups of men walking and marching, and he could do that through the computer. And that was like, holy shit, so someday they could like Digitron,
digitize?
Whatever.
Digitron?
Harrison Ford, and then Harrison Ford wouldn't have to act anymore.
Oh, yeah.
They could just put him in a movie and have him run around and do things, and I remember the discussion about, would it really be him anymore, because, it's not his personality what makes the characters, blah, blah, blah. But I remember that's always been kind of an issue with whether the CGI things, as long as it's not people, trying to replace people.
I just looked it up. It was Amazing Tales. That's what I was doing on my phone. Like, is that right? But I you talk about people. The prequel Star Wars, George Lucas. I remember seeing a special on him putting them together, and he said with his digital effects now, he's like, oh, say after I filmed this scene 6 months later, and I don't like the way it looks, I can just take this actor and move him 2 feet this way, and I can move this actor here, and I can move them. They can still do all their lines, but I've already filmed it, and I'm just thinking like, well, this is why the movie sucks,
right? Because
you're spending too much time fucking around with shit that doesn't matter, blocking that you should have done. You should have written a script, and like you see a David Fincher movie, Gone Girl, or Seven, and it's like, that is edited and put together well. He's not sitting there going like, ooh, if I move this actor digitally, and like just... And
they screwed up all the first Star Wars, and they tried to add all that shit. Yeah. You just knew it wasn't there. And I remember watching the movie when I was 6, when it came, I think it came out in 77, with my dad. I remember watching it being just flabbergasted. Flabbergasted, because it was so new for that time period. And so for him to go back and try to add CGI and shoot it how he wished he could have shot it.
That was 96, 97?
Something like that.
When those movies came back
out. And I bought, and I just was bummed. And so now, of course, they're re-releasing them again, original Blu-ray, DVD, but without all the other shit.
Want them.
Yeah, back to normal. Who wants all the other crap in there?
Is Disney doing that? Is that what happened? Because Disney is smart. They're like, oh, we can make money off this by giving people what they want.
Is it $1 billion that they paid for Star Wars?
No, it was more than that.
Was it? I was going to say.
It was more, but
I thought it was right around $1 or $2 billion they paid George Lucas for the Star Wars. But I mean,
a lot of stock for him. It was a lot of stock. It was a lot of stock.
Oh my God! Do you know how much fucking money they're going to make off these next 3 Star Wars movies?
Yeah,
I can't wait. I will see it.
Solid.
Fuck, he's a good director. He makes good movies too.
Back and forth, Star Trek solid, Super 8.
Oh, that was not good. You're right. No. Star Trek though, I think was really good. Those are really well done. That's good actors too.
All right, with how busy you are, do you get into any television? Do you love watching? Are you sucked into any fall previews?
I have time for that shit.
I just found out today that I missed The Flash last night. Like I see ads, I'm like, oh, I'd like to watch that, and then like, oh, it was on last night. Oh God, I really hate everything I'm about to say. Everything coming out of my mouth, I apologize for. I've never seen an episode of The Sopranos. I've never seen Breaking Bad. I name a great TV, Walking Dead.
Sopranos I've never seen.
Yeah, The Shield I've never seen because I just don't like. I want to. I don't have Netflix.
It takes time.
When the kids are both, like 5 and 6 and up, and the babies, eventually, I will. Like, it's not one of these things like, I don't watch television. I love television. I love South Park. I love Tosh.0. I love, stupid shit. But I also love, my favorite TV show of all time was Saint Elsewhere. Great, I love intelligent, it's Hill Street Blues. I'm referencing shows from the 80s back when I watched television. So, Yeah, I would love to watch all the fantastic programming that is out there. I just don't find that I have the time because I'm always trying to do something else.
And I DVR everything.
Yeah.
And so my wife's always like, so there are 8 episodes of this TV show. Are you going to watch them? I was like, I really hope to.
And then you binge watch.
Someday.
And then you binge watch. Yeah. It's not one of those things anymore. Like, just the other night, my wife is always on Facebook. She's always on Facebook.
Right.
In the morning, I wake up, she's on Facebook. I come home from work, she's on Facebook. I'll go to bed, she's on Facebook.
Now listen, she is working. She's not just hanging out with her friends. She's working.
She does.
Let's give her a little bit of credit.
Product. She sells a product. She's a labor and delivery nurse.
Okay.
Yeah. So she does have a legit job. She's smart, and but she also does It Works products and sells that stuff.
Is that how you got them as a sponsor?
Maybe.
How that worked out.
Maybe I'm sleeping with the distributor.
I'm surprised she hasn't quit yet.
It's a good thing I said I like it.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
But just the other night, we haven't had cable TV for what, 6 months?
Oh, at least
6 months.
You know, how do you do that right now? Because I keep telling my wife we should just shit can it, except for football season.
Amen, brother.
Well, I said, this is how I sold it to her. How about we get rid of cable, but we keep internet? And we pay a little bit extra for just internet,
fast speed.
for the super fast speed, and then we'll just watch our shows on the internet, because we can do that so easily now.
You did do that. I
We
mean,
did
you watch
do
a lot of Netflix. Your kids watch my Netflix endlessly.
Yes, and you can share passwords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It never happens.
Never.
Nope.
Never happens.
Why would it at $8 a month?
You cheap fucking bastard. Good job, Nathan. Call him out on his bullshit. Good job.
Yeah, thanks. But last night, so we finally get our cable service back because she can't take it anymore, and we have a bonding moment. We're sitting there cuddled up on the couch, and I look at her and I go, "This moment right now hasn't happened forever."
What, eye contact?
just hanging out together.
Right.
The laptop is not on. We're just hanging out on the couch, enjoying some time together. But what are we watching? Nothing. What did I pull up earlier? It was Barnwood Builders. Barnwood Builders.
Yeah, there
The
you go.
Amish show?
It should be.
It should be, but it's not. And we were hooked for 3 episodes of it. And this is how bad cable TV is. This is because I've been away from it.
It was a cool show, you said.
It was actually a really cool show. Because I'm a dude and I'm into wood. I like doing woodworking and things like that. I have
Phrasing.
Thanks,
I saw
everything in my mind was intentionally good, and then you said phrasing, and now
I just saw the e-card that said, "I'm going to stop using sexual innuendos," but that's hard. It's really hard. Go ahead, you were saying.
But yeah, we're watching Barnwood Builders last night, and so we get cable TV back, and I come home from work, and I go, "Hey, cable guy come? Yep. Oh yeah, we got it. Phone's all hooked up. We got the cable. Look, it's a TiVo." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." I picked up the remote, and for the next 40 minutes, I went slack-jawed, and I stared at the TV like a monkey fucking a football, and I just hit buttons and stood there and kept hitting buttons. And
Recording shows or just seeing?
no, I didn't know how the remote worked, and I just
References,
kept
good.
yeah, and I kept hitting like the menu button and seeing what all was playing, and I thought, this is what my life was like.
Oh, before
When I had cable TV, you don't realize how easily you get sucked into. Okay, I got to find something to watch. I got to find something to watch.
God, you lose time.
Yeah, 40 minutes went by, and I was like, okay, I haven't watched a single fucking thing. I've only flipped through channels for 40 minutes. It was and then we came across Barnwood Builders on. Oh, okay, I'll sit down.
Well, I mean, I'm with you. I have too much going on at the end of the day. Kids with homework and shit like that. And so I DVR, and so I spend usually my Friday evenings, late into the evening, and my Saturdays just watching television. I catch up on all my daily shows, all my Stephen Colbert's. My wife makes fun of me because I can only watch them and like they're supposed to order. So I'll watch Mondays, and then I'll watch a Daily Show, then I'll watch Mondays and Stephen Colbert. And I'll watch Tuesday and Tuesday. I know it's dumb, it's really weird, but I have to watch them in order.
See, I do the reverse when I just, like I've got 4 Daily Shows, boom, 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 then 4 Colbert. Yeah, I just
okay. So when you eat Thanksgiving dinner, do you just stir it all together, or do you just
It all goes to the same place.
It all goes to the same place. So it's that. There's a new show out called Forever that I really like. It's kind of a different, odd show. But, I mean, I do a lot of the reality shows. My wife hates them. But
sounds like she has good taste.
Yeah, she is. Except for when she's watching the Kardashians.
Well, there's only one real reality show worth watching. Survivor.
Oh.
That was the first one. I was going to go with Rockstar in Excess, but sure.
Rockstar in Excess?
Nobody watched that.
That's terrible.
It was fantastic. It was a great... The first season was fantastic. My buddy was the drummer for the house band, so I turned it on because of him.
Cool.
And then I actually enjoyed it.
Well, see, I never watched Survivor ever until Denise Stapley from Cedar Rapids is on. She's a friend. She's a friend of ours, and she was on Survivor, and she won it.
Oh,
and so I had never watched. So the last time she was on, they both were like, "You've got to watch it, all the strategy and all the shit that's involved." And I was like,
yeah, like we were Denise and I love watching Survivor. She loves watching Survivor.
It was serious peer pressure, by the way.
And so her and I are going back and forth. I'm like, all right, so this, as a viewer, this is what I took from it. She's like, yeah, that's really how it was like. And Todd's sitting over there going,
yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it. So we're breaking it all down for him, and he goes, okay, fine. 2. I will watch it.
Yeah, and I've been watching it, and it's been fun. I mean, I it's hard for me to get sucked into some of these things.
They're doing something right if they've been on the air this long.
No, for sure. And they keep twisting things up, and so things are different. Right now, it's people, blood and water, so it's family members against each other kind of thing. And
blood versus water, yeah.
What did I say?
I don't know.
You said blood and water, but it doesn't matter. Family members fighting one another, so it's just basically families. It's like normal family life.
Yeah, and I think there could be a lot of fun on that with my wife and I. I could just see the drama.
It would be great. I would love to see you vote her off.
One of us needs to win $1 million. It's got to be me, not you.
The crazy thing about that...
Yeah, but one of us needs to get laid before we die again. If you vote her off, it's not going to be you.
You know what?
Let's not talk about that.
If women enjoy sex, which I'm pretty sure they do, why do they get to hold all the cards?
Because they have the vagina.
Your blowjob McDonald's in your mouth thing. Oh, my God.
I love that.
My wife laughs so hard at that. You're saying willing to put McDonald's.
Oh yeah. I forgot the way you said blowjob McDonald's.
Sorry.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The McDonald's
bit.
That's what I like about the news. Is sometimes it just falls into your lap. Like there you go. That's an easy joke. The joke I have one that's been retweeted a fuck ton today. That I was pretty like when you get. I mean, it got picked up and it's just sort of out there now. But Jennifer, this is my newest joke, and I like it. Is Jennifer Lawrence released her statements or did an interview?
Right. Her sex.
You familiar with the nude?
Yeah.
Photos?
So she's done an interview. She made a bunch of statements that are ending up all over, and one of them was, "If you looked at my nude pictures online, you should cower in shame." Fortunately, cowering in shame is how I masturbate. So I am already set. I am good.
Thank you for that gift.
Yeah.
The door's shut, locked, all the lights are off.
I got a flashlight in one hand and a sock puppet named Avril Lavigne on the other.
Yuck.
Yeah, well, yuck now.
Well,
she used to get finished, but then she married a Nickelback guy, and now it's just now she's ruined.
All I keep thinking about is the fleshlight. I look at the fleshlight, and I'm just like, why I would use that instead of my hand is kind of beyond me.
Can you find my Facebook? Yeah, it's on my webpage. Go to my webpage and find the upper left-hand corner.
Oh, that's your tweet. And that's your Facebook.
Twitter, yeah. Okay, so scroll down. That's the repost. Keep going. There you go. The handy. You talk about a fleshlight. You click on that. It's a video of a glove you wear to masturbate. So it has a little cup like a fleshlight, so you can actually masturbate
into a cup.
Yeah, well, not a cup, like a. I said like a, like
the
a.
world's first ever all-in-one finishing tool for men.
Yeah, finishing tool.
This one-of-a-kind.
See, there it is on the end. Right where you jerk off, you're supposed to fuck that as you jerk off.
Essential features built right into one incredible.
And that little thing on the pinky is apparently a vibrator. So you turn it on and it vibrates your hand as you jerk off into that that. Whatever. I'm not even
Also,
going to.
with the handy's built-in
This is 2 minutes long. I don't know how far you want to go into it. But
Are
yeah,
you, is this a serious thing?
I think it is. I didn't do too much research into it. I just wrote "You're welcome" and posted it so that people could make up their own.
I was just about to say, because my normal thing, whenever we talk about like the vagina pillow or the fleshlight or something like that, I think always, well, how do you clean it?
Yeah.
And right when I was thinking that,
Yeah, they said you push it inside out. Into the toilet
easy
and rinse
clean,
it out.
easy clean catcher unit.
Yeah.
Todd, easy clean catcher unit. I'll play it one more time for people who missed it the first time.
Who always feels slick. Best of all, clean up. It's as easy as push, flush, and wash, you're done.
Oh no, this is a real thing.
Men does all of this. Just
Yeah, it is a real thing.
Yeah, I didn't-
with your support.
Well, the thing, what didn't I post it to? I posted it to like a fundraising site, right? Or I posted it from. It's
It's like a $1 million Kickstarter
Kickstarter
campaign.
thing. Yeah, it's like
Oh
we've
my
raised $2,500.
The best part, they have to use that OK symbol more. That really is the key. It's
Right.
like it's all
The
gonna be
handy, because masturbating isn't fun enough on its own. Why not wear an awkward Batman-style utility?
It's all gonna be okay in the end, right? Come on.
Except for when you die and meet St. Peter, because then he'll say, you shouldn't have touched yourself, and then you go to hell.
And then you're blind
Yes.
in hell. We didn't say when you were going to go blind. We just said you'd go blind in hell.
I'm having a hard time finding it.
Upgrade your orgasm.
I don't think you need to find it. Why
What
would
do you-
research it?
I feel like we need to have one on the podcast. I feel like
What,
we need
the
to have the
handy?
handy
You're
just
gonna
sitting
do
on the
write to
table.
them and say,
Just put it on the table.
on the podcast. You're trying to get one for free.
What is this crazy looking thing called the handy?
How do I buy the handy masturbation glove?
It's not done yet. That's the whole thing. They're fundraising, so you
Do you think it's on Kickstarter?
it's whatever that is right there. Contribute now. I don't know what it is, but contribute and
Can you scroll to the top?
Right there.
Indiegogo. Yeah.
Indiegogo. There's some ideas that need to just remain ideas. I don't necessarily. It's self-lubricating.
I know, it's really gross.
Which that in itself makes me almost want to buy it. It's self-lubricating.
I don't know
I wouldn't
who
use that for
though was jerking off one day and said, this just isn't doing it for me. Because if they did, because they're doing it wrong. Because I'm not a pro, but I'm a really strong amateur. And
I've never yelled at it.
yeah,
I've never yelled at my hand. Like, come on! You're only giving 70%.
I felt ashamed afterwards, but I've never been disappointed in what I've done.
Were you Catholic? Were you raised Catholic?
No, my mom's a lapsed Catholic, so she at 18 did what a lot of Catholics do, which is walk away from the church, and then she sort of left me to my own devices, which was, growing up just like, okay, maybe there's something out there, but I'm pretty sure these books written by men are not right.
Exactly.
Just so you know, I love this post. When I think about you, I touch myself. Meaning, I rub my temples because you give me a fucking migraine.
Oh.
I like that very much.
Yeah,
So
it's
not-
a mix of original and anything I find just kooky.
I think that anybody who likes awesome humor should go to your Facebook page, Nathan Timmel.
Sure.
And
why not? You almost made it
also,
French there.
I almost made it French, Timmel.
Timmel. Gott in Himmel.
From now on, I think I'm just going to say
Timmel.
I cannot wait to show my wife this handy thing. This is the greatest.
I
Now-
wouldn't. Good, you don't need me anymore.
Now, have you and your lady ever done? Has she ever gone to one of those
Sex parties?
sex party?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like Eyes Wide Shut sex?
No,
party, or just
not like an Eyes Wide Shut.
No. Not that I know of. We haven't gone together, so I know we haven't been to one of couples like
Like that.
mask and.
Vibrators and gels and all kinds
I've
of
been
shit
to
to
one
sell,
of my.
bro.
I've been
If
to
she
one.
has, she hasn't told me about it.
You've been to one. It's
I've
for
been to
girls,
one.
isn't it?
Yeah,
For women?
that's what
No,
I
I've been to one with my wife, and the couples, they all show up, and the guys all get shoved off
Yeah.
to the basement, and they
Yeah.
play cards and drink and whatever, and the girls are all laughing and
And Andy Dick comes over and teaches them how to give a
Blowjob.
blowjob. And we're to old school now instead of Anchorman.
Nice.
Now we're just referencing Will Ferrell movies for the podcast.
Great.
because I love Will Ferrell.
Nothing wrong with that.
No,
how far are we off of this? We need to find out how far this glove is away
You're
from actually.
you're really into this glove
here.
thing.
We should have an intervention.
Okay.
Raised. It says raised
69,000. Oh no, the goal is 69,000. They've raised 2,000.
Why do they need 69,000 to make a glove that you can basically buy at any Target? It's basically it's a Rubbermaid. It's a hand wash.
And they've already made the
prototype.
The prototype. They have a shell.
A mold.
With 3D technology printers, you think to buy a 3D printer or go to one of those.
Go to
I forget what they're called. Not Kinko's, but there are places that they buy 3D printers so that you can just use them. They're little like invention shops or whatever. Just go find someone that has a.
There's only 22 days left. They're at 4% of their whole their total goal.
I think they can do it. I heard that on it was either today or yesterday on NPR. It was my favorite. I thought it was so funny. It was like I'm going to say 8:45, and they said. We're trying to hit a goal of 100 listeners or 100 sponsors because they're on their fall drive. 100 donors this morning, and we're already at 48. I think we can do it. And I think if you've got less than half, 3/4 way through the hour, you're being a little optimistic to say that you can get more than half in the final 15 minutes.
Unless you're willing to pull some real crazy shit out of your hat.
Yeah,
right now.
I just thought that was hilarious. I think we can do it. No, pretty sure you can't. But hey, maybe if they can extend 22 days left, when does this podcast hit?
It'll hit in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Oh, so it'll be they'll have 1 day left. 21, 2 weeks. No, 14 days. 14. I can do math.
Oh, you can get.
They'll have 8 days left.
You can get stickers and T-shirts if you contribute.
Because that's what I want is a sticker T-shirt of the T-shirt.
I want a T-shirt that says
that's signed. Yeah.
Well, I think it would go.
Guys
I think it would go appropriately with the T-shirts that we were talking about earlier. Like you could wear a really inappropriate T-shirt.
Yeah, T-shirt hell.
Do they have a right hand and a left hand handy? That's what I'm.
That's a good question.
That's probably.
I might want to switch. I like to switch up grips from time to time.
Seriously?
You feel like you're with a new person.
Oldest joke in the world.
Yeah, exactly. With you.
But is it realistic?
I just think it would be awkward. I've never tried.
I've
absolutely done it.
Well, that's my point. It's like if I'm right-handed, if I hurt my right hand, I've hurt my right hand before. Like try wiping your ass with the opposite hand that you normally do. It's very, very awkward.
Yeah.
Right. It is awkward. It is awkward, and it feels weird. But
and
it's
that's
just
why America needs to adopt the bidet.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Well, you know what's funny is my girlfriend in high school was
the
Filipino. Fuck, you're gonna get me in trouble.
Why? Nobody knows what your real name is. Todd.
My wife.
Oh,
not me.
Does she know about the squirter?
Of course she
does. Mine doesn't listen to mine. So
mine doesn't listen to mine, so we're okay.
And we're so deep into this, she might listen to the first minute, I listened to it.
Yeah, it was wonderful, honey.
Yeah.
Really? What about that one part?
Has she commented about the time I said that she loves anal?
No, she's never said anything about that, which means she hasn't watched it.
Yeah.
She had her dad put bidet. He came over on the boat from the Philippines during the Vietnam and signed up with the U.S. military. She's the first generation Filipino, but both her parents are from there, and they have bidets in every bathroom. But they were just regular toilets that you retrofit a bidet to.
Ooh, that sounds.
And they raised their kids how to use them, and I was always like, "What's the spray head for in the toilet?" Oh, that's how you rinse yourself off when you're done going to the bathroom. And I was just like, "What? How does that work with toilet paper? What are you talking about?" And I just could not wrap my head around.
It was basically the 3 shells for you.
It was the 3.
He doesn't know how to use the 3 shells.
Yeah, I could not get it. Yeah. No, the squirter was regular folk, you know.
Should we talk about crazy sex partners that we've had?
Why? You brought up the squirter, not me.
Nathan, you ever had a squirter?
No, haven't had a squirter.
Never? Is that something that would even squirt?
I think it'd be neat, but I don't know.
It cut me off guard.
But all the
I made it this far without it, so I guess I can't be like, that's the one thing I wanted to cross off my bucket list.
Honey, God damn it, learn it. See, Jenny McCarthy has a show on XM radio now, and it's super risque and out there. And the other day,
I know, because she's on there saying stupid shit like, don't vaccinate your kids.
Yeah, exactly, ridiculous stuff like that. But she also said that she thinks every woman should learn how to deep throat and squirt. And I thought,
how do you learn how to squirt?
I didn't think you could learn how to do that. I thought that was. I mean, we should
that
ask
was
Denise
a glandular thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or is it just I'm relaxed enough to piss on you when I have an orgasm?
They do say that the makeup of urine and whatever is squirted is pretty much the same thing, even though it's different.
It's coming out of the same hole.
I had a buddy that dated a squirter. He said it was pretty awesome, but he didn't say it was like, oh my god, I can never go back now. He just said it was kind of neat. You know, that was
yeah, and it just caught me off guard and made me really surprised. Let's just put it that way.
I had one come really hard while I was still inside. Like, I knew I brought her to orgasm, so I mean, like, where it was just
she clamped down on you.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, just everything. I mean, like, everything felt warmer. Like, you're already in there, so it's like this is a nice warm feeling being inside. But then suddenly it was just like, whoa! I'm like, whoa! All right, I did something right. That was pretty good. You know,
it goes from normal sex to a big, soft, warm pillow.
Exactly.
Is how I would describe it.
So it wasn't a squirt, but I liked it. It was an enjoyable moment.
Well, what happened to me was I was kind of caught off guard because she said to me, "You'll know when I come." And I said, "Okay." And she's probably
because I'm going to give you a money shot.
Third or fourth woman I'd ever been with, and I was like, "Okay, didn't know," you know. And next thing I know, I'm just like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
And then I was like, and it wasn't like it's not like in the porn movie where she's squirting everywhere and being gross. It was just like I was just soaked from belly button to my mid thigh, and I was like, what just happened? Because I thought I told you it was going to happen, and I was like, no, you didn't. You said you were going to tell me when you came.
Sort of a heads up, not a.
Well, it kind of removes from the possibilities of having like random sex somewhere. Like, hey, you want to have sex in the closet? In the closet?
Yeah. Trying to get rid of
I can't. Sorry.
Well, I would like to, but I didn't bring my galoshes.
Or you still can. You just can't be very good at it. You're like,
yes.
Exactly.
We can do it, but I'll finish up early and leave you unsatisfied.
But as long as we're clear.
But of course, according to Denise Stapley, the one licensed sex therapist in Iowa, women are responsible for their own orgasms. We're not responsible.
Yeah, you're
for
not responsible for that.
Yeah.
I can see your point, but also say we have a hand in it. Like, women should put forth the effort and energy, but it's not like they just lie there and go, okay, I am in charge of my own orgasm. There has to be, we should step up to the plate and help bring her to that place.
Right. Well, they need to tell you how to do.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah?
You can't just sit back and, especially if a guy is just a numbnut, like, I'm fucking you, baby. I'm really, if you're not into that.
But isn't that a male's point of view up until a certain age? I mean, I remember as a teenager into my early 20s thinking, okay, as long as my penis is in her, she is feeling loving it. Yeah, she loves every inch of this. She has to. She's a woman. And she loves semen.
Well, and I think the only thing I knew is I knew my first girlfriend, I knew I never made her have an orgasm.
Yeah.
And I only knew that this one had because of what happened. Otherwise, I'm not sure I had ever really given a woman an orgasm before, because up to that point, I'd really only been concerned about myself, but how much I liked it.
See, unless they were lying to me, but it's because I'm pretty sure I did an okay job, but it's not, I'm saying like I did like, because orally. Like that was just the thing. It was like I would give them an orgasm orally, and then we would go from there. So that they got their in. They got their orgasm.
You got it. They got
sex.
it.
Yeah. So
for
that
sure.
was, so I can't think of very many instances where maybe penetrative sex, I was like champion and hit just that right spot, but they would say like, all right, we're going to do this first, and then we'll do the rest. That way I get mine. I'm like, all right, that's fair game.
And I was always down for my girlfriend she'd give me a blowjob, so I was done, and then I would do that to her, so she was done.
And then you'd have a chance to, as you were performing on her, you'd revamp and recharge.
And then we could actually both do it again, and we get twofers.
Yep.
It was the best.
You guys have really thought about this.
Well, that's your 20s. Now it's like, that's no more.
Oh, no, I'm still down for that, but I will have to find out.
Now you have...
Oh, I'd be down for it, but for me it would be like, all right, I need a couple hours. Like, once you hit your 40s, you're no longer...
How old are you?
40. I'll be 45 in a month.
So we're close. I'm 43, so we're close.
In my 20s, I could get an erection
have you ever
5
used,
minutes later. Like, no.
Or we've talked about, I'm like, hey, do you want to have sex? I just jerked off. I don't know if I have... Sorry, I don't know if I have the capacity to do that for you again or not. Have you ever used any male enhancement stuff?
No.
I tried it.
Oh, you mean like pills? No, I don't
pills.
need that. But it's funny because of what you just said. Like, I would need a pill. Like, if it was literally like, hey, you want to fool around tonight? Oh, I just in the shower. You know, like, yeah, sure, I might have, the ability, but it's not going to be,
Yeah, it won't be rock solid.
Yeah,
And
well,
I
it
think
might be
that's
solid,
the
but
one
there's just
thing
going to be
that-
nothing going on. Like, it won't have that feeling like, yeah, this is fun. It'll be like, that's kind of perfunctory,
I would have to say that the pill, I've only tried it one time.
Right.
And
the pill is something different. Why don't you be more specific? Because the pill is for her for something.
oh, sorry.
Correct.
I mean, I tried Viagra,
Right.
and
Don't
the
use
best,
that.
the best story.
I fucking hate that website with a passion.
Listen. I just typed into Google. Scientists have successfully grown a human penis.
Yeah, I saw that online today, but I don't want to click on that.
Jezebel's terrible. So my wife and I thought we were going to get frisky that night, and so I popped a pill. I should have known ahead of time how much we had been drinking and having a good time that she was just going to crash.
Yeah.
And so I had already taken 100 milligrams, which is more than they recommend, but my doctor said, here, try 50 first, and then if that doesn't work, try the 100, and I didn't want to take any chances, so I popped the 100 one. And so I couldn't sleep very well because of it. And then the next morning, when she was ready, it was still ready to go.
Oh, nice.
If you can believe that. And, and I could just tell. What
happened 4 hours and call a doctor?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if I was relaxed because I was half asleep half the night, but she goes, so, she goes, what were you thinking? And I was like, I don't know. We were drinking, having a good time, and I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to take it and surprise you. And then you fell asleep, and I fell asleep. So it didn't matter. I said, but it's ready to rock and roll if you're ready to rock and roll.
Morning wood, piss wood?
Oh, I can tell the difference.
Okay.
I think after this many years, I can tell the difference. Yeah, it was girthier? Is that a good word?
It's an invented word.
And that's not something that I would ever say about myself, that I'm a girthy individual. So that's why I felt like, I was like, oh, I felt different.
There's never too much information about Todd.
Okay. Well, you can fuck off, because you tell all kinds of crazy shit all the time.
I don't talk about the girthiness of my dick.
I just said that my girthiness is not girthy. And
Or
then
that he likes to talk about it all the time. He even admitted that. I'm going to say this now, but not always.
I'm girthier with it, and not quite as girthy without it. Was that better?
All right, so my question is, would you... I went to a different website. The lab-grown penis approaching a medical milestone. Would you ever
How many
consider...
people need that except for
the micro-penis?
John Bobbitt.
Man, he got lots of money
Well,
from his porn movies.
there's guys that are...
Yeah,
just
they're called
feel
Asians.
inadequate.
Would it still work the exact same way?
I have no fucking clue.
Well,
But I mean, it's
They did just
That opening line alarms me. After more than 20 years of research, really, they were putting 20 years into making a penis. Do you think they could have, I don't know, cured cancer or Lou Gehrig's disease during that time?
No.
ALS is a cakewalk. Come on.
Yeah, they put it into 20 years of penis study. And look at that smile on his face.
He seems awfully happy.
He really enjoys the cock.
20 years of enjoying cock. Yeah.
Well, did you hear that they have the first baby born, and there's 2 more pregnancies of the 10 first uterine transplants. So there was a woman who'd gone through menopause, was all done, removed her uterus because she was already in
50 or 60,
probably in her mid-50s, I think.
And now she's having a baby?
No, they removed the 50-year-old's uterus. They went through some kind of cleansing process. I don't know what that means. And they put it into a 25, 26-year-old, and she had a baby.
Well, good for
I mean,
her.
they had to do the whole in vitro thing, but she still carried the baby to full term and everything with a donated uterus. And there's 2 more babies that are going to be born here, and there's 5 or 6 that are still trying. It's amazing.
It seems crazy.
In vitro is how we have both of our kids.
In vitro, really?
Yeah. My wife, I don't know the medical term. I couldn't even begin to tell you, but her eggs wouldn't hatch. They would grow in the ovaries and then shrink in the ovaries. They would never leave and go down the fallopian tube to get fertilized. Because we tried insemination and all sorts, finally that's what they figured out is with insemination, they put the tube all the way up, like where the egg is going to come out, like boom, there, they're ready, waiting,
right
in there, but no egg, and they're like, oh, that's what it is. The eggs aren't coming out, so they had to go retrieve the eggs and put the baby together in a petri dish for us. So we got 2 kids.
Good for you.
Yeah,
that's the kids, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying.
And they said, okay, so in vitro, so she carried them. And
yeah, it's my sperm and her eggs, and she carried them. It's not.
Matt's wife has a reversed uterus or what? Isn't hers like inside out or something?
How would you know this and surprise him? How do you know about my wife's uterus more than I do?
The surprising thing is that you're talking about my wife's uterus. She has something.
It's well known you have adopted,
which sounds like a
band.
So I'm just saying.
All three of my children are adopted, but my wife and I both individually together. That's weird. Individually together. She has her own issues. I have my own medical issues. So we are unable to have children together or apart. Fuck it. We can't have kids. But yeah.
Well, she's normal and you're a whore.
I want to go back a couple seconds.
Yeah.
Doesn't My Wife's Uterus sound like a good band name or a book name or a movie or something like that? The movie, like, coming soon to a theater near you, My Wife's Uterus. There's a nice ring to it. I don't know why.
I like that. See a trilogy. My Wife's Uterus.
Probably better than the prequels.
My Wife's Pancreas.
My Wife's Prolapsed Anus.
I was just gonna go down. What movie is it?
Fight Club.
Jack's prolapsed anus.
I can probably start an argument among all of your listeners and probably the two of you if you want.
Let's hear. I
think I am probably the only person I know that I've ever met that does not like Fight Club. I saw it once in the theater.
What didn't you like about it?
I hate any movie that ends with, and it was all in his mind. Like they set up all these realistic problems, and it's intriguing, and I'm getting into it, and I'm loving it, and it's like, oh, it's a split personality, and everybody bought into it. And they're like, wink at the end when they're all like, we know it's like, fuck you. Fuck you, that would never happen. You set up all these real problems, and then it's a split personality. No, that's not. I hate any movie that uses that as the out at the end. Where it's
or they were just dreaming.
Yes, it's
all a dream.
I hate any movie that uses such a simplistic. You create all these real problems, and then I have never seen it a second time because of that.
And turning and shooting himself out the side of his mouth because it's shooting the bad guy. Yeah, I can understand that point of view for sure.
And everyone like, how did you not like Fight Club? Because I thought it was a cop out. Create a real problem, and if you have to come up with the most fucked up solution possible, do it. But putting it all in someone's head, nope, that's not real.
And since you haven't watched TV since the 1980s, you probably didn't like the Lost season finale either.
I was heard about it, but I have no idea.
I was you know what was more for me was not that I didn't like the ending; it was that I was still kind of confused. So here he is dying. And he's seeing all the people from the island, and there's all this symbolism of every religion possible all over this church. And then he had just died in the plane crash, and it was him coming to the end of his time on the island by himself. Wasn't that kind of the gist of it?
I never.
That's what was so infuriating about the final.
There was no explanation at all.
It was like they were all in limbo. It was like they were all in limbo.
I think that's what I read somewhere, is that it turned out to be limbo or purgatory or something like that.
Oh,
which goes back to the first movie I ever saw like that, Jacob's Ladder, where...
Fuck, that movie scared me so bad, dude.
I freaked me out until I got to the end. We were like, are you kidding? He died in Vietnam? Eat a bag of shit. Like Adrian Lynn. And I think maybe from that moment forward, any movie that ended or book or anything where nope. There was that John Cusack movie where they all had the same birthday because it was all a split person. I'm just like, nope, not
doing it. That movie was one of those first movies that I watched that just really fucking freaked the shit out of me. Jacob's Ladder, where supposedly he's on some kind of drug, and at the end he had it was like he had gone home and tried to express what his life could have been. But he actually died on the operating table in Vietnam. It was really, that part was the part that I didn't care for the most. But all the stuff that had him thinking he was going out of his mind and all the things he was seeing just tweaked me out really bad.
Vanilla Sky, another one. I liked that I got into
I knew the ending, I guess, that's why.
Yeah.
What was the ending?
He had frozen himself cryogenically until they had a cure for his fucked up face or whatever. He was in a deep freeze and dreaming, basically.
And his jumping off
woke him up.
Yeah. And that and 12 Monkeys are based off of really small short stories of a French author. I forget his name. But 12 Monkeys, I fucking love that movie.
It wasn't Nathan Timmel, was it?
Well, 12 Monkeys didn't end as a dream, did it?
You're right. No,
that was time
author.
travel, and so that one I enjoyed very
that
much.
one I loved.
Wasn't David Morse on the plane at the end? No, he was the back, and a backup was on the plane or whatever. So it was in case the one person doesn't catch David Morse. I think David Morse was the bad guy.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I think
That's how
the
guy from the Green Mile.
No.
Yeah, he was in Green Mile, I believe. I've never
He was
seen.
a security guard.
He's one of the guards.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he was. He was down.
He was
there.
also the guy pulling his teeth out in
Fucking
World War Z.
World War Z.
Yeah, and he was on St. Elsewhere, and
that's where I first saw
Long Kiss
that.
Goodnight, and
It's too bad he's not a successful actor.
yeah.
Well,
House, he did a stint on House.
Brad Pitt, that was the first movie I saw him in that I really liked him as an actor, was 12 Monkeys.
I was going to say
12 Monkeys, kind of like, because before that he was just a pretty boy, and I enjoyed him, but he was just a pretty boy. And after that I was like, oh, so he's got some pretty good acting chops. He can put himself out there.
I'm looking forward to
Fury.
I was just drawing a complete brain fart blank on it. Yeah.
And see, Michael Pena's in that, and he's a guy that I know I want to have on the podcast because I want to know more about that movie, because that movie looks fucking phenomenal.
Except for, it's like I want to see it, and I'm looking forward to it, and then there's Shia Labuef. I'm like, really? You had to put him in the movie? I mean, you couldn't find anyone else other than Shia, because he's been bad in everything. I remember.
Even Holes, his very first movie, was not that great.
Oh, David Morse was in the Alfred Hitchcock remake, sort of Suburbia, whatever. Yeah. But
Suburbia.
Yeah, I remember seeing Constantine, which I actually really liked because I didn't read the So I just remember seeing it and thinking, oh my god, whoever they cast as this taxi driver is just fucking annoying. He'll never work again. He's just annoying every second he's on screen. And then I didn't see it for several years, and Shia LaBeouf becomes this big actor. And then I see Constantine again. I'm like, really? He's the taxi driver I hated? and he's the biggest actor in the fucking world now, and everybody loves him, and I couldn't stand him from moment one before I even knew who he was? Come on!
And they say about him, you either like him or you hate him. It's one or the other. You have to like his quirky, weird kind of acting style and personality, or you don't, or you don't care for it at all.
I kind of like him.
I'm just not sure.
Well, the only thing marry him.
The only thing about Fury that I'm not looking forward to is I can only handle
the Americans win.
The realistic violence, like Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah,
some of the violence in that just caught me off guard, and I have a hard time with it anyways. Or Schindler's List.
Yeah,
I can only watch those movies like once in a while if I have been like 5 years removed from the movie itself. And I think Fury is going to be very similar. Really graphic violence of World War II. But again, it's supposed to be a phenomenal movie. And again, I love Brad Pitt.
Maybe Shia will die, and
you'll be happy.
Yay, happy ending.
I mean, how many movies can be made about that war? I mean,
different perspectives?
A lot.
Dude, people are questioning us like crazy with all the fucking wars we're involved in. They're going to keep putting forward the best foot they can in all these other things that we've done supposedly heroically, as long as they can. That's what I think. That's my take on it. Is that too cynical?
I don't know. It seems a little cynical.
But it's a true story, supposedly, right? Mm-hmm. I heard it was a true. I heard it was partially based on true events. Now,
well, what isn't?
One take against 300 men. I don't know if that's
based
reality.
on true events. Meaning there's one guy that their real name is being used.
Yeah,
and it was in that
His
general
name
area.
was Bob.
He was in that general area, and he was using some glove with a vibrator, and it was pink.
Weren't the I'm drawing the supernatural movies based on real experiences too?
We had a demonologist on here. We had a demonologist on the podcast once.
Okay.
It was all based on real things.
Oh.
It's all based on real.
And the hard part, we've had some really good podcasts, and part of me feels
not today, but not with Nathan.
Yeah, you're right. Outside of this, part of me feels like there have been times when I feel like I've been disingenuous. We've had a Native American medicine woman on. We did a sweat lodge with her. We've had the demonologist on.
They sound interesting. I like.
Oh, they're interesting. They're wonderful people. They're beautiful, wonderful people. But again, I don't buy into very much of it. So I almost feel like I guess I didn't feel like I wasn't faking it, but there are parts of me that just like I should have said. I almost should have said something.
Challenge him more or something.
Or I feel like I should have been up front and said, I'm glad you're here. I'm looking forward to what you have to say. I just don't fucking believe any of it. But go ahead. You know,
Well, you could have done it instead of that. Like, I don't really believe, but convince me. You could have gone that. I'm open. I'm willing to learn.
Yeah.
Tell me why I should believe what you were trying to say. Sell me on it.
So you might want to write that down because we're going to have the wizard on sooner or later.
Yeah.
From the Nubo Market down in the Cherry Building. There's a lady.
She's from the Illuminations Healing Center.
There's a lady called the Wizard.
All right.
Yeah.
Supposedly she's a real wizard.
See, at least me you can believe in. You talk about your dick on stage into a microphone? Yes, I do. All right, fair enough. I believe that. You sound like the kind of guy that would talk about his dick into a microphone.
I don't know. There are just times when I'm just like, well, maybe I should at least be more upfront to say. And I've had a therapist tell me before, so that's really convenient that you don't have to believe in anything. You know, and I was like, well, sort of. That's kind of how I roll. It seems to be working so far. I'll have to commit to shit, you know? So, I don't know. But the demonologist was interesting because, man, she's 25, young, pretty kid, had kind of gotten into it on almost like a side way. She's in college and had always felt these connections with the spirit world and seen things or had things happen to her. And I certainly believed her, to be honest.
She believed what she was saying.
Oh, she seemed very believable.
Yeah, and she was super laid back, and she was really funny, and not you would think, you know, she wasn't like the lady from, what was that movie with, This House is Clea? Poltergeist. Yeah, she wasn't like that at all. So I was like, it's just I was jiving the two images in my head of that woman and her, and then what she does, it seemed much more realistic than the movie did. So I was like, well, she seems kind of legit and truly believes in what she's doing.
The neat thing was that she had one of the best photos of a spirit. So she had
look like Jennifer Lawrence naked.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Oddly enough.
It's just kind of a sex crime, too. You look at this picture, it's a sex crime. Come on.
And, and she had a voice recording of a demon.
She didn't have it with her,
of course not, conveniently. And a voice recording. Really, give me 5 minutes. I'm going to go out to my car and
be right back.
A voice recording of a demon.
Well, this succubus, supposedly, if you sat on the bed, would start with physically molesting you. And so they said, you know, and the demon was saying,
it's only molestation if you don't enjoy it.
Right. The demon was saying, though, hey, come on. No,
Give it a try.
Just give it a try. I want you to just sit down.
Come on. I can get you a part on my TV show, Seventh Heaven.
And she does have a TV show possibility on Discovery Channel.
Have you heard of that thing, though, with Seventh Heaven?
No, I've not heard of Seventh Heaven.
Oh, the lead
dad. The lead guy is being charged with...
What is Seventh Heaven?
Okay, Seventh Heaven was in the 80s, early 90s television
That's where Jessica Biel started.
And the dad...
He was on the WB?
Yeah, I think so. But the dad was a preacher.
That's why I never fucking heard about it. Who watches the WB?
And
go ahead.
He went to therapy or I guess therapist session with his wife, counseling session. His wife recorded it, and he admitted to molesting children.
Yeah, and I guess worse than that. From what is coming out today, and these are all the allegations, but he, when his wife was pregnant, I think this is in writing, sent an email that said, well, I hope we don't have a boy because it's going to be difficult for me to keep his little penis out of my mouth. And I was like, oh my God. You know, like, and I think the article said, like, she said, I knew I should have divorced him at that moment. You think? You think maybe when he's making jokes about, that's not a joke you make. There's something fucked up in your head when you're talking about.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
I have no idea.
Listen, I'm gonna pull up his.
All right.
A picture of.
Yeah, this is knocking Jennifer Lawrence off the front page. Is this guy because it's you talk about never seeing the WB. It's what made the WB back in the day. Like that was their
show.
Flagship show was Seventh Heaven, and it was like the Little House on the Prairie of the early 90s. You know, it was a good, wholesome show about family values, and it turns out the guy that played the minister,
it's so
touching kids.
So
apparently he was practicing to be a Catholic priest. Hey-oh.
Trying to look at that guy.
That actor?
Yeah,
he's still an active actor, though.
No, he's not. He was until yesterday. And
he was.
It was like there were two stories back to back. Seventh Heaven actor allegedly molested kids, and Seventh Heaven actor fired from TED 2 with Seth MacFarlane. Like his calendar just got wiped clean. Is his name Stephen Summers? Is that his name?
I don't know. Might be. Not sure.
I can't remember.
Oh, that kid's familiar.
That kid?
Yeah, he's in that movies and stuff, hasn't he?
Well, the one right below him should be familiar.
Yeah. Is that JT's wife?
Yeah.
Hello.
There it is.
It's got to make Cameron Diaz feel like shit.
Yeah, that guy right there.
Wow. I mean, I just think when I say prominent, I mean I've seen him in lots of things.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, he's funny.
But you won't be anymore.
No. So David Ayer, the writer and director of Fury,
Yes.
did 5 years of research on this particular tank crew.
Oh, okay.
I guess there's a shitload of documentation, there's pictures, there's all kinds of stuff, and he researched all of it and tried to make it as real as possible. Now,
I don't want to know anything else because I don't know if they lived or died.
me either. I don't know.
Yeah, so
I'm not doing anything either.
No spoilers on this.
But
Did you get sucked into Band of Brothers?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
God damn, it's one
I
of the
owned
best.
it on Blu-ray. I watched it. I remember watching it on DVD, and then my wife hadn't seen it, so I said, "Give it to me for Christmas." And then we watched it. You know, like I made the Schwimmer reference earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my 20-year-old who's in the Air Force, it was on HBO, and he was 13, 14, something like that. And so I started recording him so that he and I can watch them together, because I was like, this is going to give you a real legit way of... And they had Ron Livingston and some people from Cedar Rapids in it, so I was like, oh, that's going to be kind of cool, too. But what an amazing series of shows. I mean, just the best.
I got to meet Ron Livingston. Nice
really?
guy. Yeah. Just
I heard he's super laid back guy.
Yeah, that's all he... I mean, it was just sort of like, hey, you know, and that was... I mean, it was a less than 1 minute interaction, but he was very pleasant for it.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I went to
Ron.
Ron. Yeah, he's on Sex and the City. He's
From
on
Office Space.
Office Space? Oh.
Oh, yeah.
If you see him, you've seen Office Space, right?
Yeah, and I've seen Swingers.
I told my stuff.
He was the agent in Adaptation. Yeah, he was in Swingers. He was
His buddy. I'm Goofy.
Favreau's good friend. Yeah.
I wasn't picked for Goofy.
Remember that? They're playing pop.
So, if you do you do comedy? What's your job? Comedy full time?
Yeah. That's what I try and earn the small bucks doing.
Traveling
awesome.
like crazy.
Yeah.
So you say Tim Sullivan is in Sioux City tonight,
He's a good
and
person,
he
good friend. I like
has been on the road for 23 days. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
that's a lot of traveling. And how do you do that with like a baby and stuff like that? Do you not take out? You don't golf without kind of stint? Or?
I took. I don't go for that. I go out weekends.
Okay.
You know, I don't do full on. Like I'll be gone for a month. I'm gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Wednesday. You know, like last week was a long one. It was Thursday, or 2 weeks ago was Thursday through Sunday. You know, so that was long. But
Just being away.
yeah, I took like 3 weeks off when I just didn't try and fill my calendar. When I would try and get booked for comedy shows, begging like, "Hey, book me," I left 3 weeks blank right around the time the kid was due, and then so I'd be there for the first few. Yeah.
They don't have paternity leave for the comedy circuit.
Yeah. They don't have anything. They have either you're working or you're not.
But the podcast has got to be pretty good. The book,
yeah.
got to help out.
Book is. Oh no, you don't make anything on that.
No?
Book is done. That's old. I got the next one coming out in like 2 weeks or something like that.
What's the next one about?
That should be on the home page. If you go back to home, I think I pinned it to the top. The next one is, it's an unoriginal idea that my wife gave me. She read about someone writing letters to their child that the child could read later in life. So that's what I did from my daughter's first birthday to her second birthday. Click on that, coming in October. From her first birthday to her second birthday, I wrote to her from the road. Like, I am in Chicago, I miss you, this is what I'm doing, this is what happened this week, this is what we did. And,
That's awesome.
So
letters to my children was like on Oprah and shit like that.
I don't know, but it's not called, it's okay to talk to animals, and other letters from Dad.
That's
because
awesome.
That was one of the letters where I point out to her that you might see me talking to the dog and the cat, and some people think that's weird, but you know, I just talk to them because they're there and they look at me. So,
did you always want to be a comedian? Did you always think that's what was going to happen?
Yeah, I didn't realize it at the time, but you know, back in '75, Saturday Night Live hit the air, and I saw that and Richard Pryor and Steve Martin and George Carlin. I got Class Clown as a kid, and I saw Live on the Sunset Strip in the movie theater, which, you know, back in the day when it so I didn't do it right away out of high school. I took a few years, and I was like, once I got up on stage and did it. I'm like, holy shit! I forgot this is what I loved as a kid, and that from there it was off and running.
And so you started at a pretty young age.
No.
No.
I'm saying I loved comedy at like 5
gotcha.
years old, and then I didn't do it till well after college when I was
What
finding myself.
What did you go to school for?
English, which is why I write, probably.
Oh, nice. You know a writer as well. Did you? Where did you go to school? High school and
High school, Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. College, the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Slogan: "We're like high school with tuition." I couldn't get into Madison because of my high school grades, but Milwaukee was more than willing to cash my check. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, you got C minuses, whatever.
So you're not an original Iowan then?
No.
Okay.
I moved here from Los Angeles. I was in Los Angeles doing that comedian thing, like, hey, I'm going to make it. I'm going to be a star. I never wanted to be a star. I just wanted to maybe land a premium blend or a Comedy Central, something or other. Just get on TV once or twice to make the rest of it easier. And then I was performing at Penguins back when they were in the basement below the Mexican restaurant.
Gringos,
Yes. And there was a girl in the audience one night, a woman, and this tells you about how long ago it was in the mid part of the last decade, where she friended me on MySpace.
Nice.
She sent me a friend request, and I emailed her, and she emailed me, and then we emailed, and then we talked on the phone, and then I took her on a date, and then I took her on another, and then we dated long distance for about a year, me in Los Angeles, her in Iowa, and then it came to the point where it's like, well, this is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's either walk away now or go all in, and she didn't want to live in Los Angeles, and I was tired of it.
Who fucking wants to live in Los Angeles?
Yeah, I didn't. I was tired of it by
exactly.
then. So I moved out here, and two kids and
Cedar
a
Rapids is pretty
handful of
nice,
layers.
though, wouldn't you say?
Well, I'm down in Iowa City, so.
That's even better.
Yeah, it's a little smaller,
I'm gonna have to check out Los Angeles. Is it
Fucking
that
sucks,
bad?
dude.
It's
okay to visit. Don't
yeah,
get me
it's
wrong.
fine to visit.
Yeah,
The
go visit.
First day back to the Midwest. First day in Iowa. I got in, spent the night at my new home, her home, whatever, and woke up the next morning, and she went to work, and I just sort of sat there like, all right, this is where I live now, and I turned on the news, and whatever channel was on, I don't remember, they said, oh, we're releasing the air quality rankings again. Worst city in America? Los Angeles. And I looked out the window, and there were blue Iowa skies and white fluffy clouds, and I said, you know what? Not a bad move. I'm not breathing in shit right now. I'm not breathing in shit.
It's smoggy. There's more people in LA than there are like
in all of Iowa.
In San Francisco, I love it there, right? But it's busy. There's lots of people. There's just lots of fucking people. LA is double that. It's just fucking compound people.
Oh.
That's why I don't like it. It's smoggy, yes, but there's just shitloads
there's more
of
than
people.
10. I probably wouldn't like it either.
Dude, you wouldn't fucking handle Los
I'd
Angeles
freak
for
out.
2 days. You can't handle a stadium full of people, let alone a city full of.
I don't tailgate. I don't do that stuff.
Nah, neither do I.
It freaks me out.
He can't.
We got invited to today. We got invited to the Hawkeye game this weekend. I'm like,
homecoming.
Homecoming. I'm like, I love watching football on television.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go sit in a goddamn stadium and you watch it on TV. You get the replays and you can get up and go to the back.
Well, it's the first year we don't have season tickets, so relax. Now, do you have Adrian Peterson on your fantasy football league this year?
I don't have fantasy football. I like watching football. I don't like.
You don't want to participate in fantasy football?
I have a friend who he hasn't talked to me. I think he's pissed at me because he said we're doing a fantasy league sign up. I said no, I'm not interested. And then he hit me. He's like, we're doing a fantasy league. You're signing up. Don't be a dick. And I said fine, I will sign up, but I am drafting Blaine Gabbert as my quarterback. And
nice.
He then realized how serious I was, that I was not going to play because I would have drafted Blaine and other fucking
bottom of the road running backs and wide receivers.
You want me to do this? Fucking here we go. I'm drafting third string wide receiver that's only going to get on the field, fourth quarter when two people are injured.
Well, see, I'm part of a work league, and we have the women of the fantasy football league whose husbands run everything, and so they're just fucking killing us. And they're cocky,
right?
Like, I played this weekend. You better watch out. I'm fucking 4-0 or whatever it is. I'm like, so tell your husband to bench so and so, or you take over for a while, and we'll see how things go. Yeah. But I enjoy it because I'm with you. I love football. I won't let my kids play it, but I love football. My wife, we...
Not at all. See, because my wife went, because we didn't know what, because having IVF kids means there was no pea on the stick surprise, like, yay, we're finally pregnant. I mean, we knew we were pregnant.
Sure.
So we didn't know the gender of either kid, because that was the surprise. And so when we had a boy, like, within a couple of days, like, so does he get to play football? I'm like, wow, we're planning this pretty far out. But we decided to set defensive positions, like safety or something, you know, like not the line, but something where he's not like wide receiver getting hit. But we figured if he can be a defensive player that's, you know, doing the hitting, that's a little safer and better.
I played college football. My brother played college football. I went to the World League for a while.
Yeah.
And he and his wife were concerned about how he's going to be because he had 6 or 7 significant concussions in high school and college.
Yeah.
And so he's worried about that, but he hasn't seen any effects yet. But we watched a couple TV shows and Real Sports on HBO with Brian Gumbel. He's done 2 different shows about it that I was like, okay, I'm just not taking any chances. I'm just not going to do it. Fair enough. I mean, and at the same time, I stopped, and my wife especially said, there's plenty of sports. It's not like football is the only sport. I play tennis avidly. My kids are already playing tennis because I play. And I coach and I teach tennis, and that's a great sport to play. But baseball's a great sport. I mean, you know, I guess hockey would probably be an okay sport to do. Yeah. You know, you don't have hockey players getting ALS after 10 years retired from the NFL.
Back in the day, yes, but now they all wear helmets.
Right, and you still hear scary shit about hockey players too. But we just thought there's plenty of sports out there that don't have to be combat sports. Junior, my son, is in Biloxi in the Air Force, and he started doing an MMA gym. He joined an MMA gym. And I was like, why did you do that? And he said, well, he loves jiu-jitsu. He's done jiu-jitsu for years. And he thought, well, it's for the same cost of joining a gym or a CrossFit gym or something like that, you get, what's the kick fighting thing called?
Muay Thai?
Muay Thai. Thank you very much. Muay Thai has...
Took me a second. I know it's somewhere in my brain.
And I love Joe Rogan, but I still can't remember it. So there's Muay Thai on some days, jiu-jitsu on others, there's sparring on other days. And so the other day I said, hey, listen, you know, Joe Rogan and I have been reading a lot more about it. You know, the concerns for head injuries are pretty big for the MMA nowadays. He's like, oh yeah, our coaches are all about that. We wear headgear. He's like, we don't use the UFC gloves. We use kind of bigger boxing gloves when we spar.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and he's like, and I try to take people down. I don't want to get punched in the face like anybody else. So I try to take people down so I'm not, you know, doing so much head trauma kind of thing. And I was like, okay. You hear Joe Rogan say, you know, oh, I have friends who are different after one head kick. And I was like, fuck, I hate shit like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no football for my kids. Are you letting your kids play football?
No.
And see, my brother's not letting his twin boys play football either. That surprised me. Because I can see my brother being like...
Really, he loves football.
He's a tremendous athlete, and his kids are probably going to be good athletes too. And I have a friend from high school whose twin boys, one of them is already a quarterback and just fucking killing it, but he's like 3rd grade. And I'm just like, full pads, everything. And when you watch them, when they tackle each other, they hit, they're just falling on each other. There's no damage happening. But if you're already a hardcore athlete and you're already thinking of yourself that way, and you go into junior high and you go into high school and you're thinking of, there's going to be some trauma. And my wife is
to that level.
Yeah, and they're intense. I mean, he's an intense. He's not one of those dads who would be like an asshole dad. You have to play football, but they get tons of praise. You know, he's all about them being great athletes. You know, with my wife, there were 3 high school kids died this weekend from head trauma.
I missed that one.
Yeah. They were from all over the United States, but they all were head trauma related. One kid died on the field, but they think that he had a previous brain bleed, that he threw a clot.
Yeah.
Another kid died 3 days later from a brain bleed. He didn't go into the hospital, and they didn't check it, so he just kind of literally bled out at home kind of thing. And then another kid, same thing. It's like the 3rd or 4th trauma that he had, and that was it. Yeah. So... I don't know.
Like I said, I don't...
But you know what? Then you have people that say, and I can see this point of view too, say anything can harm you. Yeah. Anything can kill you. Tomorrow, stevia is going to cause you cancer, and so I have to go back to Splenda. It's something like that. So.
I have a buddy that we talked about Jenny McCarthy, and I made a quick anti-vaccination remark about her. I have a buddy that fucking loves her and is so anti-vaccination. And I challenged him on it once. I said, look, oh, you are? I said, do you drive a car? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, statistically, you have a much greater chance of getting in an accident in your car. Vaccinations, are there complications? Yes. Can there be problems? Yes. but it's just they're so minute and small. So if you're really afraid of vaccinations, don't fucking drive your car because you're going to get in an accident sooner than one of your kids is going to have a problem getting a shot.
And they show these pockets of people who don't vaccinate their kids.
Yeah,
and they all fucking get measles,
or
and they all get something typhoid
in California
fever
right now.
Yeah.
It's fucking popping up, and
you have. And what's funny is you have nurses all over the place. Right, his wife's a nurse. My wife knows nurses. My brother in California is a nurse.
If I bring this subject up, my wife just gets instantly pissed off at me. There was a story about when they had the nasal mist.
Oh yeah.
Flu.
Colbert ripped the shit out of that when it came out that it was obviously fake.
Fake that the person lost their sense of smell, or fake?
No, that was a fake marketed bullshit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That they were spraying fucking metallic something or other. Like it wasn't the vaccination. It was a fucking just over the counter nonsense snake oil thing. Like just spray this in your nose and you'll never get sick. And anybody that saw the ad should have looked at it and goes, that doesn't seem real.
I came home from work and my wife goes, I go, what'd you do today? Oh, I went and the kids got their immunizations and. This is when my kids are super, super little.
Yeah.
I have 2 8-year-olds and a 10-year-old. And I go, oh, you did? She goes, yeah, we got I go, you didn't get the flu nasal mist thing, did you? She goes, oh, yeah. I go,
I think there's a difference between what you're thinking and what happened. There was one that was over the counter that was something that was advertised where a couple bad things happened. It was fake, but I think the nasal spray flu is still in effect.
See, I always get the whole flu shot thing. Just me and flu shots.
Yeah,
I don't understand because there's so many different strains of flu, and you get one shot and you feel like shit, and you could still get
another
flu.
Strain. Yeah. But I think there's a difference between the flu and polio and measles and diseases that can get eradicated. Because the flu, I didn't get the shot last year. I'm probably getting it this year because I have an infant in the house that you don't want the baby to get it.
Right.
But as you get older, I think it's fine to get the flu and fight it off if you're an adult. I'm talking like vaccinations as far as measles, mumps, rubella, things that.
Yeah, and I always got freaked out about the idea of bombarding an infant with shot after shot after shot after shot after shot.
And I get that.
Did your babies never got shot after shot?
No, you get one, but my whole point is...
They do when they went into the pediatrician. You would get multiple shots.
No.
My kids only got... the worst my kids ever got was like once a year they got 2 shots in each thigh.
At the same time.
And that's it.
And, the problem I have with the anti-vaccinated, like, why are the percentages so small? And I mean, I had them. You had why does the majority, the overwhelming, 99.5%, more than that, 99.9% of the population get them and walk away fine, and yet I still get it. The fear, I have an infant and I get a shot, oh my god, this is so scary. What if something goes wrong? What if
Sure.
But it's so minute. You have a greater chance of getting killed in a car accident, and yet we drive every day and think nothing of it. But we look at vaccinations and we're like, oh my god, this is so scary because of pumping things into it.
Climate change.
Yeah.
Majority of scientists say that it's happening and we need to be aware of it.
Overwhelming majority.
And yet there has a small percent that say, wait a second.
Yeah.
Now, but the thing with the immunizations for me is it seems like the immunizations, the shots that the kids are getting they haven't had the full range of. It's almost like a health supplements, like something comes online hey, quick weight loss pill, let's do this. And some of the immunizations I think are
that sounds like a fear more than a
bit.
reality. That sounds like because you're having problems articulating it. Whereas if you put a scientist in here in that guest seat, he's going to explain everything to you, and you still might walk away going, "But I still don't know." But you can't back it up with anything in reality.
You're right. I can't. It is an internal fear because as a parent, I don't know exactly. I don't subscribe to the Jenny McCarthy. Way of thinking 100%, but I do subscribe to the thinking of I don't know everything that's in that thing that you're shooting into my child, and
I don't know how.
And as a doctor, doctor doesn't know either.
I'll take a plane to a vacation. I fucking get it. The wings, something or other, the airflow, and it pushes again. But I don't know.
But you trust it.
Yeah, I'll get on it. I'll get on a plane. Shit happens. And statistically, shit happens very, 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 very rarely when it comes to vaccinations. My buddy that's against the vaccinations sent me to a website. He's like, see, shit happens, bad shit happens. The website he sent me to was like, he said, see, this is the CDC. And it's like, okay, 26 people that year had problems with the vaccination. How many million were given the shot? And you are worried about 26 people? And he sent me to another one. He was talking about HPV, and he sent me to a website that said, girl dies 4 hours after getting HPV virus. And then that's the headline. You look at the story, and the story said, we don't know if it's tied to the shot at all, but statistically, you have a 1 in a million chance of something bad happening with the vaccination, whereas 4,000 women a year die due to cervical cancer, which means you would have to give 4 billion shots to match that 4,000 to even it out. Yeah, so 4 billion
that's
shots.
where you find stupid people like Michelle Bachman saying, a woman came to me and said, the shot made my daughter mentally retarded.
And my buddy said something about her, or I brought it up. He said something about HPV. I said, oh, yeah, you're going to go fucking Michelle Bachman on me? He goes, yeah, they shut her down pretty quick, didn't they? I'm like, really? They shut her? Because she was wrong. That's why they shut her down quick, not because she was speaking truth.
And you don't have to be a smart person. Any person knows that if you're born without that chromosome, you are mentally retarded, or you have that issue. It has nothing to do with the shots that you're given at any point in your life.
And they it was over the summer. Again, another article somewhere I read was that they're tracing mental handicaps, disabilities to the womb. It's something that's there. And again, you talk about fears, and as a parent, I fear it too. Is there a trigger where, there's something in there and you give the shot and it sets something else off? Yeah. And maybe yes, but again, that is so rare and it's already in them. And it's not like happening 1 in 10 or 1 in 100
and they say
or 1 in 1,000.
The biggest thing for babies in the womb is stress. They say the number one issue for babies in the womb is how the mother is acting and behaving. Is she
smoking, drinking, unhappy marriage?
Yeah. Or is she just a fucking hyper person and she has a hard time?
Now, on the just to be devil's advocate a little bit,
please.
When you think of this stuff and you think of people that are stupid, or myself, I overreact to these things.
Which I get. Like I said, I get the fear. It's not like I'm like, let's give a vaccination. Like they go to get them, they're like, oh, please no. You get that fear. It hits you.
There's times where I've said, okay, does he have to have it?
Yeah.
Does he absolutely have to have it right now, or can you wait 6 months to a year? Well, no, we can wait a year.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wait a year.
Let him develop a little.
He just had one.
Yeah.
I've never questioned you with your idea of bombarding a baby with a bunch of things. But that's when I sat back and went, well, I got 3 boys, and I don't remember ever me going, Jesus Christ, how many fucking needles are you going to stick in this kid today?
Yeah, I know.
It was always like 1 or 2 vaccinations, or the nasal spritzer, as I like to call it. Something like that.
We were talking about that earlier.
Well, and I think the nasal spritz thing had an issue because people were
losing their sense of smell.
Because it was there's a lot of zinc.
Yeah.
There's too much zinc in the spray.
We talked about that, but that's not the one. That's not the one given by doctors. It's not an alternative like the flu shot where you can get a spray. That was something that I can't remember what it was called, but it was marketed over the counter. There was something you could buy. Like, didn't it begin with a Z?
But don't you think a lot of
this?
It was
like an airborne kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like an air. So that wasn't the flu spritzer. That was something people were marketing. It was a for-profit.
Right.
And of course,
but a lot of this panic goes back towards the responsibility of media. I wouldn't be freaking out.
We already talked about like the fucking 1 case of Ebola, and we're talking about it. Like it's the web. It's you get one person that's.
See, I kind of feel bad for your buddy because you if somebody's watching,
you have to be smart enough not to believe everything you read or you.
I know, but how many people love Fox News?
Well, but you're not like that.
One that loves Alex Jones and like takes.
The other end of the pendulum.
That's what always surprised me is Joe Rogan, who we really like his podcast quite a bit. It seems like such a thoughtful, careful guy. When he hears somebody say something, he goes,
Joe,
are you sure that you really want to? You should totally like what you're saying. He questions himself as well. It seems like sometimes they're friends. I mean, he and Alex Jones are friends, and he says in the podcast, he's fucking crazy. But I like hanging out with him and doing things with him.
As long as he realizes he's crazy.
Is that what it is? I personally, not that you and I agree all the time on everything, But I feel like I would have a hard time hanging out with somebody who had complete polar opposite political views as me, and were fucking beyond that to like the crazy level.
The Alex Jones level.
That would have a hard time going, oh, hey, we're just buddies. We can hang out together. It's like me hanging out with Rush Limbaugh. Why would I ever want to do that? I heard he's a very nice guy off the air and tips well and does all these wonderful things. But my assumption is I would not want to fucking hang out with that guy at all, because what would we talk about? What an asshole he is, or how my views are stupid and ignorant because I'm a liberal? I mean, it's hard for me to grasp one of these friendships. Or is it, the political people, the bald guy from the Raging Cajun, who's the political guy.
And he's married to...
Yeah, Carvel, and James Carvel, and is married to...
Madeline
Albright?
No. See,
but
now
it sounded
you
right.
for no reason think Mary Maitland, and that's fucking wrong too. But it's who's Carvel married to?
Oh, God. I'm going to have to Google it.
Look.
Yeah.
All right, let me look.
I got it.
You got it?
James Carvel's wife.
Doesn't have the same ring as
Mary
my wife's uterus.
Mary Madeline.
Oh, I had it right.
You had it right. Yeah, you were
Madeline.
good.
I just pronounced it wrong.
Madeline. And so, I mean, and she
I
is
was
like a
thinking
right-wing
of
nut, and he is a
actress.
left-wing guy.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, that's it.
That is pretty amazing that they can make that work.
Do you
Their
just
marriage.
don't... But, I mean, how... So, part of me is like, okay, so you can agree to disagree. But their jobs are those
they
things.
turn it on for the cameras. How do you turn it on?
You just don't talk about politics? Hey, honey, what did you do today? Oh, we can't talk about that. That's all I fucking do.
Or is it a total game where they come home and they're like, "Oh my god,
I
I saw what you were saying. I saw what you were saying today.
Yeah,
that's
like
such
that
bullshit.
episode,
Oh no, I know. Let's fuck."
Yeah, it could be like that.
Or maybe they both just really enjoy hate fucking. Maybe that's what it is. Like they get so worked up, and then the
fucking
sex
Republican
just
bitch. I'm going to show you
Wasn't that a
exactly
question recently? What's one of the best parts about marriage, or what makes a marriage successful? Is revenge fucking.
Was that in your?
I'm not
I
sure.
think that was in the game.
I'm not sure it's what makes a marriage good.
No, it'd be a good answer for the game though, because it's so inappropriate. And
Revenge
fun.
fucking. Oh my god, is that one of the reasons?
Yeah, I played that. Revenge
fucking.
fucking, and it didn't get picked.
Well, revenge fucking is getting back at somebody, right?
Yeah, well, I could be getting back at my wife for the fact that she didn't agree with me in some opinion.
Is it from your?
I don't know what it's from.
It's from somebody's microphone.
I've got
hop.
You got two over there.
over here.
Huh?
I have one.
Oh, it's from you then.
There you go.
God damn it!
Your equipment is falling apart.
Or I'm fucking around with it too much. That could be it too. I have a hard time with the Carvel thing. I was always going, how can they pull that off? Because I have friends who, one's pretty liberal, one's very much a Republican, but they have plenty to agree on.
Yeah, like my
so
buddy
they find their
we're
answer.
high school buddies, so when we hang out, we just try not to talk about it. We talk about the old times or concerts we saw or how the kids are doing or all that stuff, which is difficult. Like, how are your kids doing? They got measles yet, fucker? You know?
Well, and I have good friends like that. I have two friends who are complete right-wing people, and I'm not, the opposite end. But I remember having a conversation with one. Oh, and Matt met one of them, and we did a Warriors Dash in Chicago. And we stayed with my buddy there. Yeah. And he said, so, you're a Republican, so what's your main thing? He's like, I just want people to pull themselves up by the bootstraps and, work for what they deserve. Don't be slackers and just expect everybody to pay for everything for them. Yeah. And I was like, so you assume most people
don't want to do that.
They're just a bunch of lazy fucking assholes.
Mitt Romney's 47%.
Yeah, you just think they just all sit back, And today I was thinking about this too. On the way to the podcast, I stopped by Hy-Vee and got some fried chicken because I like to eat unhealthy once in a while. And I walked into
semen on a Big Mac.
Yeah,
buddy.
Well, it's organic.
It is organic and very fresh.
And fresh.
And I walked into the Hy-Vee on First Avenue, which is a lower income area, and I saw so many groups of people, kids or couples with babies or just couples, period, and their overall thing that connected all of them was obviously severe poverty. And I would think that's got to be something hard to pull yourself out of.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't think that somebody... I would have to imagine that there are definitely people who go, I can't keep doing this. I'm just going to sit back and try to fucking enjoy something. So I'll get my prepaid iPhone. You know, Jesus Christ, at least I can let the kids play with that, and I can enjoy myself a little bit and not worry about, barely making my rent or not having a car.
Yeah.
You know, I can see somebody saying back going, this is so fucking hard, and not necessarily somebody who is just like, oh, fuck, I'm just going to have you pay for everything.
Well, there was
what I
that statement, that absurd statement, I can't remember who made it, but it came on Fox News, where it was, oh, you think people are poor? Come on, they've got air conditioning, they've got refrigerators, they've got cable. You know, like, do you remember when that's it?
Yes.
It was like, okay, you know what?
Because John Stewart did a whole thing on
It
it.
was right around
But
the time they were mocking teachers for living it up.
Yeah.
That one bald-headed guy on Fox was like,
Skywalker.
my mom was a teacher. She got 3 months off the year, made $80,000 and had all her health care. And I was like, I know a lot of teachers. Where the fuck did she teach school at?
Exactly.
Holy shit, that sounds like a great job.
But
it's not reality.
Off what you were saying, it's like literally, so they have cable. You know, you don't think that one escape, that moment of turning off your brain and watching whatever you're watching, could they be out working another job or inventing something to get them out of poverty or something? Maybe, but maybe after a day of soul-crushing, flipping burgers or nuking or whatever they do at the fast foods or working at Walmart or wherever they have a job, they don't deserve just like a few hours of escape just watching television.
Right.
Because,
Or you can't find a job, and
How
life
many-
fucking sucks. You know?
How many buses did they have to take to get to that job? There was a show called 28 Days, I believe. 28 Days? Or
Was
30
that the-
days? Or 30 days. It was 30 days.
it's Morgan Spurlock.
Oh,
Yeah. Where him and his wife, basically, they locked up all of their stuff, like credit cards or whatever.
They tried to live on minimum wage.
Did you see that
Yeah,
episode?
I saw several episodes.
And I thought that was really astounding because, they came down, they had medical, she had like a
Something happened. I read that.
urinary tract infection or something.
I don't
and
remember
he
what
was,
they had to go to,
he was trying to work. She was working at like a coffee place. She had to take a couple buses to get there. But they said no matter how hard they tried, they were always in the red. When they were trying to budget out everything, there was no way that they could get out of being in debt.
Right.
And then
In
as soon
schools,
as
And they knew at the end of the month they were scot-free, and they still, and it was
Right, there's the
stressful,
line in the tunnel for them. And then schools now are doing simulations with teachers to kind of try to get them to understand what impacts kids in poverty when they come to school every day.
It's hunger.
Hunger is a big one, and then they had things set up. So over here was the DMV. Here's the bus stop. Here's the grocery store. Here's the school. You need to get your kid here and make sure that's taken care of, and then you need to go see if you can get food stamps. So you'll go to food stamps, and at some point, I remember one of my kids' teachers saying to me, they would say like, "Oh, it's been 2 hours. Your kid's getting off school, and you need to go." So no matter where you were in line, whether it was for food stamps or it was to get groceries or to get free bus tickets, fuck, you're out. You gotta go. Okay, shit. Now I have to leave the line I've been in. Try to go get my kid, get them home. I don't have any food for them because I didn't get pulled out of the line for the food stamps. So I'm trying to do even the things that, and then people talk about, you think food stamps is $52 a week, I believe, for food stamps.
A week?
A week. It's not very much money, dude. It's not
Dude, I
very
go
much money.
through $52 in a
Exactly.
meal.
So that's what the part of that whole fear mongering thing is. The idea that these people are freeloaders, and yes, they are at $52 a week. But how much would you enjoy? Could you drive to your job on a regular basis with $52 a week? Could you buy lunch for yourself with $52 a week? I mean, start thinking of the small, little, minuscule things that we just assume and take for granted. Maybe and I think there is a culture in some, in some poverty-ridden places where it is easier to sit back and take that check, but they're not living high on the hog to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's the idea behind it. Are
They
you
have
really
air conditioning, don't they?
right? And some people said, somebody buys steaks, and I saw somebody the other day who was buying a bunch of steaks and stuff like that. I'm like, well, who fucking cares what they buy if they're buying food to eat?
Yeah.
They're making a choice that day to buy steak instead of buying other things.
If he gets one lobster for a week as opposed to 10 boxes of macaroni and cheese, well, that's his choice.
Exactly.
But
I don't eat lobster at all, and I work on a budget and I do all these things. I'm like, well, that's your fucking choice.
Yeah.
It's not that person is trying to be some asshole.
You know, and even if he is, fuck him. You know, it's still, we're talking the minority usually.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
The one guy they pull up.
Well, everybody says, well, everybody knows somebody who's kind of taking advantage of the system. I'm like, you're right. We all know a person who's really shitty. But there's shitty people all over the place, and the majority of the people that I know who were on welfare at some point, my mother was on food stamps for a year when I was a kid.
Same here.
And she had to, she worked her way out of it. Her idea was never to be on it forever, but she also wasn't raised in poverty her entire life. And her grandparents were raised in poverty, and her mom was raised in poverty. It's a cyclical, generational thing that can be hard to get yourself out of.
You become what you see every day. If you don't think there's anything better, it's like going all the way back to me and my stupid first relationship. You know, what you see every day and what you grow up into, you think that's all there is. You know, it's hard to. I mean, you can turn on television and see rich people, but that's not for you. You're not not when you're surrounded by it. Right. But the one thing I wanted to, I mentioned it in passing, but fine, if you really want to fuck with food stamps, you want to cut this, you want to cut that, fine, let's punish everybody. But the thing that really gets me pissed off is when they go after like school lunches or school food programs, because oh my god, just stop fucking with kids. I mean, literally. I mean, as much as you think the lobster guy is freeloading, fine, take away his food. Stop fucking with kids, because the food programs for schools are such a small part of the budget when you look at the overall deal. And if you're feeding kids, how can you go wrong feeding kids? How can you go wrong feeding kids? How can you say, no, this is bad, we need to stop feeding these freeloading kids? I mean, fuck off.
Right.
And tomato sauce is now a vegetable, so they can serve pizza. It's true. Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's the notice I was given.
If you watch the documentary Super Size Me,
not
a lot of people agree with that. And there's been some tomfoolery that has been found out about Super Size Me, and whether I believe that or not, I don't know. But he did go to a school for
in Wisconsin,
kids.
where they made healthy meals at the same cost as shitty meals.
Appleton, Wisconsin.
Yep.
And it's one of those things that we as parents, if you're a parent, you're listening to this podcast, you should push a little bit harder, believe in whole foods or more organic or from scratch lunches. The lunch programs for your kids when they go to school every day and you're like, well, my kid's not doing very well in school. Is he eating Fritos all day long? Is he snacking on nothing but sodas and chips?
I think I think there's an emotional disconnect. I know people who have done studies on nutrition and education and things like that, and they don't see a huge correlation between what they're eating and how their education is proportion. But what they're finding is that the nurturing aspect of making somebody a breakfast, not slapping something on their tray with a slab of butter on it and see you later. It's more of like, hey, look what I made you. I thought enough about you. I care enough about you. I love you that I want to make you this for you. This is what, and that's the thing where they see positive things happening. It's not that because it's nutritionally the most organic, farm-raised thing that's on the plate. It's more of like, I'm doing something for you.
And we try at my house, and we fail sometimes. We fail as much as we succeed, and we're getting better at it as we try and have mealtime. Like my wife and I, we eat completely differently, but we try and just fix ourselves. Because and my daughter comes home from daycare, hungry. So it's like, oh, it looks like we're eating at 5 p.m., 4:30. Like this is dinner. But we try, even if we're just eating a piece of toast, so that we're all eating at the same time. Even if my wife and I are just having a snack, she's in her high chair, and my wife and I are eating.
That's a good idea.
We just try and eat at the same time. And this has nothing to do with anything, but it made me think of it earlier with the junk food. When I first had my daughter, and I don't know, she was 2 months old, something like that. We took her to the pediatrician. I can't remember. He said something about a bottle and breastfeeding and pumping, and I said, "Oh, we're just going to put soda in that." And he just went, "Oh, you don't know how often I hear that, and they're serious." And he's like 2 months old, and people are like, "Yeah, I'll just put Pepsi in the bottle." And he knew I was kidding, but he's just like, "You have no idea how often." And I'm just like, "Oh, you fucking kidding?" Just like the.
Well, there's a I think I saw it was an HBO documentary or something.
American Winter?
It's a group of women who drive around in a trailer and do dental work and health work in the Appalachian Mountains.
I've heard of that.
It's what is it? Mountain Dew mouth?
Mountain Dew.
Oh, yeah.
Where these kids have the worst dental hygiene ever.
Yeah, all their teeth are rotted out.
Because they're drinking Mountain Dew as their bottle at night.
Yeah.
And of course, and this goes back to the poverty thing. I cannot even relate to it. My mother was on welfare, but I was a kid, so I can't even think about it. But
yeah, I didn't know.
These people are probably raised generation after generation. It's like, oh, this is how you take care of your kid.
Yeah.
We're not trying to be assholes or be mean bad parents. This is how you do things.
Yeah.
It's like you hear that story of somebody who, like, this woman came home and she cut the two ends of the ham off and put it in the pan and put it in the oven, and somebody goes, how come you cut the two ends of the ham off before you put it in the oven? Isn't that a waste? Well, that's what my mom always did. When I went to her mom, how come you cut the two ends of the ham off? Well, because it wouldn't fit in the pan. That's why I cut the two ends off, because I had only one pan to put it in.
There you go.
I had to make it fit. So it's like understanding where we come from and why we do things. And so you would hope that when somebody came to you and said, you're killing your kid and they have the worst teeth ever, and they always will be if you don't stop doing this. Oh shit, I don't know any different, so absolutely I'll try to change that or make it better, you know? It's whether you make the change.
Yeah, I wonder if the people back in like the Great Depression, if they had Mountain Dew or something equivalent to that and really shitty, if we would be having that same type of phenomenon back then when everything was super shitty and nobody had any money during the Great Depression. Would they be raising their kids the same way they do nowadays?
Because we would have set in place such a bad standard just to get by, is what you're asking? Or?
Well, I mean,
all I can think of is
because it's so cheap.
It's what plants crave. That's what's going through my brain.
Where did you hear that from?
That's from a movie, Idiocracy, where they can't figure out why the plants aren't growing.
Because they're watering with like Gatorade or something.
Because they're watering them with Gatorade.
Or a similar sports drink.
And and it's like a time travel type thing, right?
In the future where we've become so fucking stupid.
So one guy from the past is like, just turn the water on.
And the plants will live.
Grow.
So is your question, if I'm hearing it right, would we have set such a bad example that became the standard in the Great Depression if we had, because back then it was like you trying an apple for a penny or whatever, and that was a good, that was how you got by in the Depression.
Well, you think of how terrible things were back in the Depression, but you don't think of people going, oh, well, your kid's teeth were shitty. It sounded like back in the day when you really had to deal with no food and no money. People had root cellars and people were canning and people were taking care of themselves, and there was a type of common sense.
Right.
Whereas nowadays, if you don't have money and you don't have all this, you're like, oh, well, I'll just put Mountain Dew in her fucking bottle.
Oh, well, maybe you don't have anything else to put in.
Well, I'm just wondering, is it because back in the day they didn't have an equivalent of Mountain Dew?
Yeah, I don't know. And I forget, did they take soda? I know it was a problem. I know it raised eyebrows did they take soda off food stamps? Can you buy it with food stamps?
I don't think you can anymore.
Yeah, I remember they trying to take
that they ever fucking had that on there in the first place is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
I'm American.
Not that it should be staples only, but it should.
Well, I mean, I guess what's funny is I have people say, well, the other day this guy had 2 baskets. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, one was the things he could buy with his food stamps, and the other basket was all full of the things he could buy with the cash he had. And I said,
yeah,
okay,
well,
what's the problem?
Yeah.
If he chooses to spend his money that he earns on shit, that's his choice. I'm only giving him $52 a week. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a pretty low thing. And I mean, and again, that's a rarity. Some people, it's like Fox News, take one thing, the Ebola crisis, and throw it up there on the wall and fucking pound away at it when we know from statistics that it just is not going to matter when it comes to how fast this horrible thing is infecting everybody. It's the same thing. I saw this guy in Walmart, or so-and-so is on food stamps, she has an iPhone. Come on. Is it really the epidemic you think it is at this point?
Well, there's a political race in Louisiana where they've determined that it is just easier to lie in political ads than it is to change the advertising.
Right.
There was I can't remember who, I don't know the race, but I read the story. And it was, he put out an ad, my opponent this, and if this happens this, and Obama this, or whatever, keep politics, whatever. And so someone went through and fact-checked it and said, you're wrong here, 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 and here. Pull the ad. And what he did is like, nope, the ad is getting good traction, so we're going to double the advertising for it. We're going to show it more because people are enjoying, it's because what they want to believe. They're like, oh, this Ebola thing's scary. Right. So, like he said, no, we're going to double down.
And the PolitiFact, which is one of the website that you can check to see how ads are doing, are showing that most of the ads on both sides are pretty negative, and a lot of them are not true. But people are going to believe them anyways.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost like you're feeding to your base. So
and I have a couple idiot buddies that they're like, oh, PolitiFact, so you buy that bias. That's the one that's not biased. They're the ones that pick on both sides. So they're the ones that call out both sides. And
I've never heard of PolitiFact before.
PolitiFact, yeah.
But if you look,
fantastic.
They kind of judge things.
Here it is right now, PolitiFact.
Yeah, they just literally
The truthometer.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
They take any statement that is requested of them and research it, and then write up an essay on why they say it is true or false. And they have a spectrum: true, mostly true, partially true, false, mostly false, pants on fire. And but they write up the statement, where it came from, and how they and they determine. And I have people that, even though it's just a broad-based apolitical site, they still oh, it's just bias. No.
I have a question for you. How do you feel about this? There's a new law in California where if both people are drinking and both people consensually say, let's have sex,
one of the two of them.
The man just raped the woman.
Oh, no, that's saying that the woman can rape the man as well. It's both ways.
But where this law
they can come
next morning, they wake up and change their mind, and then it was rape.
Well, on in this case, where this law came from, where it was based from, the guy a year later, after the sexual act, the girl that was in college, and this girl had tweeted her roommate, or had sent tweets to this or messages to this guy. Hey, do you have condoms? Yes, I have condoms. She tweets her friend, hey, I'm going to have sex tonight with this guy. Tells her friend she's going to have sex with them. They have some drinks. They have sex.
People see her show up to the house. They go upstairs together to hang out.
It's completely consensual. She even says it's consensual. A year later, she files a report on it. He gets kicked out of college.
Because of the report. Not that he got anything filed against him. Or not that he got
that is law.
Defamation or something?
But that's a law now in California.
I don't know anything about it, so I can't make a judgment other than just sitting here.
It sounds crazy.
Fucked up,
stupid, crazy, doesn't it?
Asinine thing.
But they say that it can go against guys. It can be against guys as well.
Yeah, because we would hate it so much if
exactly. But I mean,
that's just like sexual harassment. How many guys have gone? I've been sexually harassed at my work, only because the women who say what they've said, I don't think are sexy. Yeah. If a sexy woman said what they said, I wouldn't find it harassing. I'd be like, oh, really?
Yeah, my buddy Jake and I talked about this on our last podcast. We were talking about teachers that sleep with students, and we came down very, very firm that if an adult male sleeps with a minor female, he should go to jail for the rest of his life, be castrated. If a hot female sleeps with a young teenage boy, he should get a medal and high five, then there's nothing wrong. And if a very unattractive female woman sleeps with a young boy, well, then he's scarred and she should go to jail too. I mean, that's just the way we laid it out. It's like,
horrible double standards,
and nothing wrong with that. Unless the boy is like a real like fucking Dungeons and Dragons nerd, then that's like all right, on par,
Yeah, that'll be a deal.
Well, at least he had sex.
Exactly. He got laid once.
Yep. But the fact that we have double standards is a legitimate thing. We are completely different people. Women and men are completely different.
Well, and the Daily Show's done some pretty... What's her name? Jessica...
I know who you're speaking of.
She's done a shitload of her little independent, on-location segments on women and harassment. Because she was standing in front of the green screen one time saying, with one of the other correspondents who was acting like kind of a college guy with his polo shirt with the collar pulled up. And he's like, hey, man, we're meeting at the party. And she's like, I don't know. I have to see if my girlfriend's going to go with me, Oh, come on, man. You don't have to worry about that. Come with me. We're having a great time. Nope. I have to make sure she's going to be around so we can leave together. Yeah. And then when I get there, I got to make sure that what I'm drinking isn't something somebody handed me and she got it for me. I mean, she was talking about all the shit she has to go through as a woman, just to feel safe. Yeah. And he was just like, what the fuck? And they're just like, oh, we're just having a good time. Don't worry about it. It's okay. She's like, they're always looking for predators because there are assholes out there all the time.
She's always looking for because they have to, and it's sad.
Right. And then the catcall one, where she's walking. She took a trip trying to get to the Daily Show to go to work, and she had this roundabout way so she could be harassed by the Mexican guys that are in the construction site, and the black security guard, and the white guys on Wall Street who are hooting and hollering because of her hair, and she just walked through this whole thing and just going. It's one of those things that as a guy I was like, okay, so I really have no idea, no understanding about it, to be honest. Like, it's hard for me to even have a viewpoint because I've never been in that situation at all. I had to deal with that.
Unfortunately, I wish hot women would.
Well, I was telling him, you were talking about the two teachers that had a threesome with the kid. And I remember reading that going, fuck, this shit never happened to me when I was a kid.
No, it never happened to me.
I never even heard about that.
Yeah, your initial response as a guy. I wish it would have happened to me.
I knew a guy in high school that was a freshman in high school, and he was sleeping with a senior. And he was kind of a stud. And we were all like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. He's fucking so-and-so? Holy shit.
Well, I got in a fight online over the whole threesome thing, and quote, lost a Facebook friend because of it. Because he was it's more... He's like, oh, they molested him. It's horrible. Like he was taking this really bizarre fucking stance on how the kid was a victim. And I'm like, look, I have a son and I have a daughter. And if my daughter ever gets touched by a teacher, I'm going to fucking kill him. He's going to go to jail. He's going to whatever. If my son ever fucks a 28-year-old hot chick, a teacher or a threesome, I am going to pay for the hotel room.
That's right.
And that's all there is to it. End of story. That's a double standard. That's all there is to it. End of story. That's not right. Shut the fuck up. That's just the way it is.
That is just the way it is. Because we
it.
are completely different, and there should be a double standard because we are completely different. Women are not men. Men are not women. We cannot possibly understand what they're going through, and they can't possibly understand how we think.
Yeah, and I had a couple women come on that thing and say, look, when I was 16, I was absolutely ready to fuck my art teacher. I'm like, all right, you know what? You knew you at 16. I am talking about my daughter, or an overall sense. Are women sexual? Absolutely. Women are sexual, but, I'm not sure. I think it's... Some people develop faster, and I just think it would be less personally, and I could be wrong, and there's no woman here to correct me on this, but I think an adult man sleeping with a 16-year-old girl is a little more traumatic than a 16-year-old boy nailing an adult woman.
I would agree.
I think it's just,
I think people are probably trying to get us to treat us all like we're equal, and or treat us like we're similar. Not equal, but we're similar. But because a woman has been raped, that it can just as easily happen for a guy to be raped.
Yeah,
and we're going, I don't think so.
Not really. Not unless you're going to give me a pill.
Yeah.
And even then, I know people who've taken pills and it didn't do shit for their dick.
I have a really bizarre, good story. Just complete tangent to go on that I haven't.
Sweet.
I can't wait in several years. I'll tell it here. It's in the book. But I'll tell it so you don't have to buy the book if you don't want to. So I said I lived in Boston for a while, and I'll try and make it fast because it could be a long story. I went to the Berklee College of Music, and this was back when Tower Records existed. So you go to the record store and you'd actually buy music. You wouldn't just stream it. So anyway, I'm there, and this short black guy with a French accent comes up to me. I didn't know he's French, until he started speaking. He's like, "Oh, excuse me, are you a student at Berklee?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, I am a musician too. We should get together and make beautiful music. What do you play?" I'm like, "Bass." He's like, "Oh, I play guitar. We should play together." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." And I'm blowing him off. And this is the time before cell phones, so he asks for my number. So I give him the payphone on the dorm floor. I don't have a phone in my dorm, just have a payphone. So I give him that number to blow him off, and it starts ringing. Like, Timmel phone. I'm like, who is it? French guy. Fuck him. I never take the phone call. Fine, whatever. Several months later, I start dating this girl. I start dating her, and I'm over at her dorm one day, and a flyer comes under the door as we're making out or doing whatever. And she picks it up and is like, hey, if anyone ever approaches you and says we should, there's a guy with a French accent, short black guy that says he's a musician, stay away from him, call the cops, do something. And my girlfriend freaks out and goes, "Oh my God, that's him." And I'm like, "That's who?" And she says, "My roommate's boyfriend went and hung out with him, had a glass of wine, woke up with his pants around his ankles, and got out of there before anything could happen." I'm like, before, after, who knows which, because he's going to tell it his way. But all I could think was, she's like, that's him. He almost raped. I'm like, or did rape. My roommate's boyfriend. And all I could think of was, that's the guy that I talked to. That I was just like, fuck you. And go make beautiful music. But like that could have been me if I had been dumb enough to go to his place and take a drink.
If you hadn't been a dick.
Yeah, if I hadn't been a dick.
Serious
trouble. It pays to be a dick sometimes.
Pays not to just want to talk to everybody.
Or you get the vibe from somebody, you're like, not wasting my time.
It was a little of the vibe. I don't think I was a dick. I think I'm kind of approachable. I don't know, nice guy. But there's something. I was like, wait, for you, I'm a musician. We
Walk
should
up.
fuck off.
Do you ever give lessons?
I did for a while in Milwaukee when I lived there.
Okay. Because my son is playing the stand-up bass in orchestra.
Oh, nice.
5th grade. He's actually really liking it.
You're the first person I've heard respond like that.
He
Nice.
he wants
the bass is an awesome instrument.
He wants to start doing electric.
The bass.
He wants to play he wants to start taking lessons for electric.
Yeah.
And then do an orchestra at school.
I couldn't give lessons anymore, so the chops are gone.
Well, I was saying, you got too much shit going on anyways.
Yeah. You got Facebook, you got Twitter, you got comedy, you got books, you got podcasts.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
All right.
Nathan, we really
finished editing the book letters to my daughter. If you've ever written a book, oh my god, it just sucks because you write it and you format it and you proofread it and then you give it to your editor and they proofread it and you print up what's called just a test copy or proof where you go and you find the most glaring errors where you're like, how the fuck did we miss this? How this like the word "the" is spelled QFTHX. Like, did we just mash our hands in it? Like, and so the almost done. You go through fine, but yeah, the next book, It's Okay to Talk to Animals, is almost done.
Awesome, and we have a friend of ours who's the author who wrote Within, and he has talked quite a bit about the process, and how infuriating it can be, and how long it can take, and. We really appreciate you coming in, dude.
It's been a lot of fun.
It's been a genuine...
How much is this going to make it to air? Because...
all of it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, people fucking better.
Oh, yeah, they will.
Tell them to take a piss at the beginning, because this is fun.
all besides my daughter coming in. That would probably be cut out. But check out his book coming in October. It's Okay to Talk to Animals. He's on
It is
Twitter.
October, so coming in a couple weeks. Just go to my website, nathantimmel.com. Everything is there.
Perfect.
Everything goes from the website.
He's on Facebook, Nathan Timmel. Check it out. And Twitter. So follow him on Twitter.
Scroll down on Twitter there. Can you refresh that quickly?
All right.
And then...
Let's see here.
I just want to see one thing. There we go. No, go down a little further. That, how many... No, which one? Which one has all the retweets and... it's the one I was tagged in. Oh, there we go. Yeah, how many... 48 favorites is that? Not too bad.
There?
That's the one that got traction. Yeah, that one got
Jennifer
traction.
Lawrence says that anyone...
No, I already did that on the air.
Yeah.
We already did that.
Yeah.
That's the one that's popular today. That one.
Well, anytime you talk about Jennifer Lawrence and naked, it's going to be pretty popular.
I'm going to go that it was me masturbating is what people really really latched on to.
I totally agree.
I don't know who this comic is, but he talked about touching himself, and damn it,
and we rarely hear about that. So
Did he have a glove on? Was he wearing the glove?
Was he fucking?
Was he wearing the glove?
Yeah, and that is the Handy adult novelty for men.
Soon to be a sponsor.
Oh, shit.
Podcast.
You know what? Only 22 days left, so get on that.
And you only have 96% more to
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're
They're trying to raise 69,000.
You're right there.
Right there.
They did not choose 69,000.
Just randomly.
Yeah. They should have chosen 6,900, but they would have
been a lot closer, right?
I didn't even think about it till you said that.
Neither did I, because I didn't know they were looking for 69,000.
That's fucking great.
Boom.
I love it. I cannot wait to show my wife.
I'm going to pack up my lip balm. Thank you.
Right.
I've never gotten a gift before.
You're very welcome. I hope your lips love it. And thank you to It Works independent distributor Kathy Scullin, 319-360-2009. Check it out. You can be a loyal customer or an independent distributor. Make some money if you want to through It Works. And one of our favorite companies, Ecolips. Go to ecolips.com, and if you want to create your own lip balm, go to myecolips.com. I love that. Sweet Raw Joy. We have yet to have it on the podcast, but I will have it on the podcast because it's all around us. We can go to the Hy-Vee anywhere around us. And if you want to order it, you can. It's desserts to live for.
Because it's dessert. How can you not have it on the podcast?
Exactly.
I'd love to have shown up to that. Lip balm and dessert.
Oh. Wouldn't that have been great? I mean, if you would have walked in, I would have had some of these scrumptious desserts.
Yeah.
Scrumptious. That's a real
Great word. Yeah, that's a great word.
And then if you want to get your laugh on with your friends, get Cards Against Humanity. Go to cardsagainsthumanity.com. Order yourself a pack of Cards Against Humanity.
$25.
It's
You cannot
easy.
beat it.
Or you want to realize how fucking awesome these people are, that you can download it for free. You just got to print it off on your own shitty little paper at home. I would personally buy it, but you can print it off for free. That's how cool it is. It's what do they call that? What do they call that when it's free to everybody?
It's open source.
It's open source. That's how cool Cards Against Humanity is.
That's what they told me at least. Mention all you want because it's open source. So.
I love open source. And if you're a comedian and you want to do something really kind of neat for the troops, go to www.armymwr.com.
Any sort of entertainment.
I'm
not sure if they have an
sort.
application site. I always went through. Well, there's a contact us, so you can ask how you can.
Maybe Tino Cruz would go.
Maybe Tino Cruz would go.
Yeah,
He's a young rapper in the area.
Yeah.
Very, very wonderful rapper. I liked all of his music. And his videos are kick-ass.
His videos
So
are
you should
great. My
check that
kids
out.
love his videos.
But that's it. Todd,
Yes.
one last thing.
The most important fucking thing?
Well, not the most important
Pretty
thing.
much the most important
Nathan,
thing.
he was pretty important today.
Well, we're going to get to Nathan. But you need
Again?
to download the podcast
Well, not again.
by going to
No,
tpspproductions.com. And while you're on there, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Pinterest. While you're there, download us on iTunes or use Stitcher, whatever you prefer. And you can find all of our podcasts there, as well as the Bandwagon Podcast, which is picking up steam quite a bit and is a real fucking blast of a sportscast.
It's a comedy
very unique.
sportscast type of
And the
podcast.
Bandwagon is exactly what it says. These gentlemen find all the things that you like, and you never lose, and you're always happy because your teams always win. And that's the best part.
Every game is a celebration.
That's right.
Because whoever wins is your favorite team.
You got it. Rock and Rob, they bring it on the Bandwagon Podcast, so we love having it on there. The Coffee Clash will be coming up here pretty soon, next couple months. Another podcast we'll have as well. And do not forget to count to 10 and take the Count to 10 podcast to learn more about kids and behavior for your kids or your students out in the world. There you go, buddy.
Okay, so one last thing. This will be the final week. There might be 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. Oh, yeah, I'll do this. 2 more weeks of the old RSS feed. The old website, the old RSS feed. So if you want to continue to listen to the podcast, go to our page and click on the iTunes button. That'll take you to our new link, our new RSS feed. Or go to Stitcher. That will be our new link, our new RSS feed. And you can continue to follow us and enjoy us. As always, we'll be on YouTube. And thank you very much for following us and liking us. Like us on YouTube.
Absolutely. Nathan, it's been
So
real,
you
man.
take a 3-hour video?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair
We
enough.
got
They're
a few of
pretty
them out there,
flexible.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you just have to ask for that extra time.
Gotcha.
And then they say, okay.
Yeah.
But normally, a lot of YouTube videos are like very short.
Pretty short.
7
Yeah.
to 15
And
minutes.
the Bandwagon Podcast is an hour.
You
and
gotta want it.
That's
Got
right.
it. You gotta have that
They can
intestinal
only say
fortitude
no.
to
They
make
can
it through
only
that
say
3
no if
hours.
you ask. So
Yeah. So anyway, thank you very much, everybody. I'm Matt,
I'm Todd.
and we'll see you later.
Adios.
Good night.